Vote for a different party. Don't be a sheeple like the Republicans and Democrats. It's time for Sponheim at AmericasThirdParty.com. We stand for liberty, equality, and sustainability. We're Americans, and this is America's Third Party. Good evening, and welcome to Technology Thursday. I'm very proud to announce that I am probably the only presidential candidate, with the exception of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, that has a GIF. This week, someone by the name of Amanda T. ordered a GIF in my name, and I'm very, very impressed. It's of a dancing sequence I did in front of the Michelle Obama dance segment, and it's pretty funny. It's just this kind of technology that makes what we do kind of fun. You know, I really enjoy that. But what this country really needs is not some gimmick of a presidential candidate like Trump or Hillary. We need somebody who actually spells out the way they're going to fix the nation's economy. And I have a plan that will do just that. A way to get back to the basics and get the government out of the private sector, but at the same time, get the government to compete with the private sector without telling the private sector what to do. If the government can come up with something simpler, we will. You know, I've been waiting 45 years for solar panels to hit the market in a big way so that I'd put them on top of my rooftop. And to this day, they still haven't created solar panels that are affordable. Under $1 a watt. I plan on doing that. We have a plan to actually create a solar rooftop program with material made out of amorphous panels that roll out like a carpet on a rooftop. The concept is built into our homestead renewal plan, actually. It's fused in with it. We have two ideas to help stimulate the economy. One, fix up all the houses right now that are breaking down and foreclosed and give people a job. And the other is to create these cool solar panels that people could actually have on their rooftop affordably. And what's even better about this is we are going to pay for the infrastructure out of a program I call renewable energy savings bonds, like the war bonds of the 1930s and 40s. You'll be able to invest in this if you want to make some money back. 4% return over a 10-year period is pretty good money. And we'll be able to fund this operation, building solar panels and making them so they just literally roll out, and guys like you and gals like you can get a job. We'll even train you at the community college near you how to install these and hook them up to the grid. Each unit will be very affordable. You'll be able to pay for it out of your electric bill. So you'll be saving money on what you have currently going out on electricity, and money will be going back to pay for the panels over a long period of time. Just one of the many ways we're going to trigger the economy. All right. The couples were handcuffed, sent to Oklahoma County Jail. What's going on here? What happened, Drag King? I'm not tracking the story you're talking about. You got pictures of suspects. Something happened in Oklahoma? All right, well, we are America's Third Party, and we're trying to create a different way of looking at politics. We're trying to break through the censorship of the mainstream media, and we've used a variety of techniques to do it so far, and so far it's working. We understand that there's something very weird happening with technology, and I'm here to talk about the dangers of artificial intelligence tonight. There's a good chance that in the future there will be robocops, cybernetic organisms, human flesh over metal exoskeleton. They may even be in your local community. They'll be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, seriously. Now, we have an obligation as American people to actually mobilize and democratize. If we don't do that, the powerful elitists will actually try to take over the world using robots. I'm not making this up. What do you hear about all the time on the news? Population is growing too much. Population's increasing. Oh, we've got to shrink the population. No, the only people that are trying to push for shrinking the population are the elitists. Everyone else wants to replicate. And a lot of you people don't want to have kids because you don't like the world we're living in. It's so polluted because of the elitists, because of the consumption and the huge industrial pollution that the consumption creates. So I'm proposing a much more sustainable long-term vision for this country, where we can lead other countries by example and that they can follow. Well, we'll be doing things, well, we're actually fixing industry as opposed to fining it like Obama's doing. You know, I hated the carbon tax legislation the Democrats put out, and it's already caused you guys to pay way more for your electric bill. Well, I hear about how they want to depopulate all the time on the news. Yeah, that's what I hear about. It's a common left-wing, democratic, commie, socialist trend. And what's happening is they're being used to promote this theory that the world is too populated. And then they're artificially creating an environment that looks like it's just collapsing. When in reality, if we actually fix the water quality, fix the air quality, maintain a good solid agricultural program where we nourish the soil, and it'll bring back tenfold, and we'll be able to actually get our big breadbasket going again. America used to be the breadbasket of the world. There's no reason why we should stop. But big companies are polluting, destroying the environment, and creating the environmental crisis that we're looking at every day. So the Democrats did this. The Republicans did this. The two-party system has done this. We've got to get away from globalization and get more toward regionalization and building up our communities and getting profit centers in your local area so you can make some money.
Hey, I brought home some pizza.
I'm not struggling at all. I'm right here with Sarah. We do a show every night. This is Sarah. She's my vice presidential choice.
Hello. You can go check in the other pic if you want.
Thank you. I am going to give her the reins of the show, and she can talk to you a bit about technology, and we'll get on with what we're talking about later in the show.
I love technology. There's so many cool things out there that are pretty fantastic. When it comes to the world. What's your favorite tech gadget or widget or website? I have so many. My computer is in front of me, like here. Well, I also have another computer off to the side. Yeah, I know. I'm a little jealous too. I haven't even utilized my computer very much. You like your iPod Shuffle? Very good. I haven't gotten into playing music that much like a iPod thing, but yeah, I hear that's very popular. You like your iPhone? Nice. I don't have a smartphone. Well, I have a smartphone, but it's a Windows phone, and I haven't quite gotten comfortable with it. And I've had it for over a year, and I just haven't gotten comfortable with it. So, phones are not my favorite piece of technology. You're on an iPad Air. You like it? Wow, nice. Storm alert. Beat headphones to go with that computer. I know. Well, they also say, I don't know, Beats has for gaming you need the microphone part for chat, so it's pretty cool. What is your opinion on Obama trying to be chief of the UN? Is he really, man? Well, I said it would be probably out. It probably would be due. So it's a website where a lot of people hang out, and not always the best people ask that DJ. But it's, but that's, or, oh wait, you said 4 chins. I would think that's like, you've seen the double chin. Well, it's double that. Oh, what? No, I don't think so. I think he was talking about, who was it? Ted Cruz was born in Canada, 2772. Ted Cruz also, was it Ted Cruz? I believe also had some issues just recently, that there were loans that he took out when he was running for Senate that he did not disclose to the FEC. He did disclose them, but not to the FEC. So, That's an issue there. You like your coffee black. Nice. Third party winning one vote at a time. That's good. I like that statement David has up. So, all right. I think my favorite tech, of course, is Google. I'm definitely a Google girl. ISIS threatened a UFC fighter. What did the UFC fighter do to them? Oh, was it because they aren't completely dressed when they're fighting? And the FBI are posing as militia in an Oregon town, I believe that.
That was good. Great piece.
You can have all of it. I had 3.
Well, I'm going to kind of hold off on the other 2 because it's so tasty.
I know, it is quite tasty. It seems like it's full of butter or some kind of oil.
That was the new Domino's taste, I guess, yeah. Okay. Let's be very...
to put pounds on.
That's
I
not
have
true.
a fortune.
Not at all, no. Bottom line is that, yes, she bought it.
Oh, I said Ted Cruz was born in Canada. David was born in Los Angeles, California.
That's right. Los Angeles, California. My concern right now is that we've got a lot of corrupt people running for office. And they have no idea what you guys are going through. Sarah and I are living the real life world of America. We shop at local Walmarts. We don't mind telling you that we pinch pennies in order to survive in a tough economy.
In order to thrive.
In order to thrive, yeah.
I know. David's tanned looking compared to me.
Well, I spent the whole night adjusting the camera to look tan.
Oh, nice.
So it caters to my skin tone, not to yours. Sorry.
That's cool.
If you'd like, I could change it.
No, I like being a pale-skinned girl.
Yes, you're a pale face. We both have a little bit of Native American in our genetics, so we have a common thread there. She is related to the Sioux Indians. She is actually a distant relative of Red Cloud, and I am Algonquin related to. Algonquin Indian. So Native Americans, if you're a Native American, we happen to have a lot of Native American people or people related to Native Americans in our show. It's ironic. I asked people the other day about that. Everyone said, yeah, we're a little bit Native American, all of us. All right. I am not going to claim that I'm a Native American, though. I'm not like Elizabeth Warren. I didn't collect affirmative action money. I didn't get all that money that she did to go to college and become a senator. Harvard graduate. I was a victim of affirmative action. All right. I use sea salt, yeah. We gave up our regular iodized salt. We've been using sea salt pretty much for a long, long time. I prefer the iodine in salt. I think you can get seaweed and get iodine. And by the way, that is a good natural defense against the radiation we're all getting hit with right now.
Hello, maximum overdrive.
So there is a serious amount of radiation coming in from Fukushima, but now there's another bit of serious news, Sarah. E-News is saying that they're getting radioactive material out of that leak in California. Multiple types of radioactive material constantly being emitted from the LA gas blowout, that methane blowout down there.
Yeah.
One person said, I'd be running like hell. We're getting higher and higher levels. It's accumulating. Poison spreading through the entire San Fernando Valley. Radiation underground. Radium. I don't know. I mean, radon. Who knows? These things exist under your house, and you don't really know if it's dangerous until it's too late. But now it's just being emitted from the ground in Aliso Canyon. Yeah, radon. Exactly. Well, you guys still have hair. There's been an incident where horses have lost their hide in California.
Why were you sleepwalking?
This E-News has something on that amazing story that they have over there at E-News. I'll show it to you. Horses in California. This is really weird stuff. They've got lesions on their bodies Well, hopefully that'll open up in just a second. Strange, the photos are not there. What do they get scrubbed for photos too?
While you were sleepwalking?
That's weird. Isn't that weird? They got rid of the pictures on the website of the horses' hides falling off. Yeah. Yeah, they got rid of the pictures. They're so disturbing.
They are pretty disturbing. I have to agree with you there.
Well, that's a classic case of manipulation of the media, if you ask me. I mean, here's a website that you'd think be very good. Hey, by the way, I fixed our calibrated our touchscreen today.
Oh, thank you.
I took some time to do it, and
you did a good job.
Yeah. Well, I was telling people in the pre-show about this new gaming computer that we're going to get working on and testing it out, and we might even buy the service contract. People are hesitant to buy service contracts because they're so expensive, but...
Oh yeah, I probably should do.
A 2-year contract might be helpful.
Yeah.
That way we could actually get coverage in case it drops or breaks. Yeah, that's the least we can do. All right, so Fox News has something, live coverage of the GOP debate. Okay, let's take a look at that. It's interesting to note that Rand Paul was kept out of the debate. He and Carla Fiorini are not going to be in the debate tonight. I think that Donald Trump was put in play by very powerful people to keep Rand Paul from becoming popular. I really do. They wanted to pull Rand Paul out of the scenario. They don't like the Tea Party. The Republicans like big money people, big corporate people. They don't really like people that are fiscal conservatives like me. Well, whatever he is, he's certainly being pushed aside. And I think that the Republicans really just want to stop the Tea Party. Now that they won 2 midterm elections with the Tea Party, they just want to put them behind them. They want to continue spending money and helping big corporations. You like Himalayan rock salt? Yeah, I hear that's really good. Thank you for your love. All right. So that's live coming up in just a bit. We'll wait for that feed to pop into the show. You know, I don't know if we didn't win the Powerball, so I don't really know if I'm going to play anymore. Some guy, check this out, claims that he won. This is so weird. He claims to be the Powerball winner. And look at this. Jared Price of Chino Hills claims he's the winner, and he's like got this woman by the neck. And then you go into his website and you see all these bizarre... I mean, did he just paste that up? And I mean, did he really win? I mean, this guy's a boozer, a druggie. I mean, whatever he is, it's all... If he's not a drugger and a boozer, he certainly puts that out on his website. Is he the one who won? He didn't win? Okay, thank you, Smay. He's just pretending to win? It's fake? Thank you, Scissor Fight. Yeah. I was beginning to lose faith in the lotto. I was starting to think that maybe they were controlled by... Okay, I'm going to top off my coffee. You can...
Oh, awesome.
And I'll be right back.
Maximum Overdrive. And thank you, Amanda T. While you're on your phone? Wow. Awesome. Oh, I'm glad you're back in the U.S. of A. too. Adam Bigford, where did he go?
All right, welcome back to the Republican presidential debate right here in North Charleston, South Carolina. Let's get right back to the questions. And I'll start with you, Senator Cruz. Now, you are, of course, a strict constitutionalist. No one would doubt that. And as you know, the U.S. Constitution says only natural-born citizens are eligible for the office of President of the United States. Stop me if you've heard this before. Now, you were born in Canada to an American mother, so you were and are considered an American citizen. But that fellow next to you, Donald Trump, and others, have said that being born in Canada means you are not natural born, and that has raised questions about your eligibility. Do you want to try to close this topic once and for all tonight?
Okay.
Well, Neil, I'm glad we are focusing on the important topics of the evening.
Well, it is important to some people.
You know, back in September, my friend Donald said that he had had his lawyers look at this from every which way And there was no issue there. There was nothing to this birther issue. Now, since September, the Constitution hasn't changed. But the poll numbers have. And I recognize that Donald is dismayed that his poll numbers are falling in Iowa. But the facts and the law here are really quite clear. Under long-standing U.S. law, the child of a U.S. citizen born abroad is a natural-born citizen. If a soldier has a child abroad, that child is a natural-born citizen.
Yeah,
that's
you know
why
what?
John McCain,
Change
even though
that.
he was
I have
born
to
in
pause
Panama,
this.
was eligible to run for president.
I'm kind of actually, I was so mad, angry, livid that the Congress decided that natural-born citizens are citizens that are born abroad to U.S. citizens. I'm not happy about that at all. And I don't believe it. And it should not be the case. And this guy should not be president because of it.
To run for president. If an American missionary has a child abroad, that child is a natural-born citizen. That's why George Romney
this interpretation of the U.S. Constitution. It is an interpretation, and it should not be the case. I do not like it.
That Donald has been relying on. Some of the more extreme ones insist that you must not
the
only be born on
reason that
U.S.
it
soil,
is,
but have two parents born on U.S. soil. Under that theory, not only would I be disqualified, Marco Rubio would be disqualified,
Okay, I'll take it from
Bobby
here.
Jindal would be disqualified, and interestingly enough, Donald J. Trump would be disqualified. Because Donald's mother was born in Scotland, she was naturalized. Now, Donald,
but I was born here.
On the issue of citizenship, Donald.
Big difference.
On the issue of citizenship, Donald.
He's a natural-born citizen, even though he was born in Canada.
Right.
Because it wouldn't work.
You're an American, as is
You can't be
everyone else on this stage, and I would suggest we
the law changed.
4 years ago,
I know.
8
on
years ago,
who's
I
best
was
prepared to be commander-in-chief.
I was livid too, yeah.
Because that's the most important question.
Because I do not agree with this interpretation by our Congress that says someone born overseas is a U.S. citizen.
Right, I agree.
Let me just tell
You cannot be a U.S. citizen if you're born overseas. I agree with Sarah.
You can be a U.S. citizen.
No, but not run for president. Not run for
You can be a
president.
U.S. citizen, but the fact is being a natural-born citizen.
They don't like the Wall Street Journal, they don't like NBC, but I like the poll.
Natural.
And frankly, it just came out.
All right.
Yeah, well, I'm not happy about that one. That either. 6141. Absolutely not happy.
Okay, we're going to mute the Donald. It's pretty pathetic how he continually uses
Both are important. 5251.
verbal bashing to stop people. But yeah, I did not like the fact that Obama used his claim that he was born in Honolulu to control the dialogue on that. All those 18 lawsuits about Obama's citizenship were purposely shunned by Elena Kagan, the woman who was given the Supreme Court justice position, having never served as a judge ever. It was clearly payback. I think Cruz is clearly not a natural-born citizen and cannot run.
He's not a natural-born citizen, that's for sure.
But you'll notice the Republicans don't talk about the issues. Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate it. Let's listen in for a second.
For some reason, he beats the rest of the field. He beats the rest of the field. And for some, see, they don't like that. They don't like that. No, they don't like that he beats the rest of the field because they want me. But if for some reason, Neil, he beats the rest of the field, I already know the Democrats are going to be bringing a suit. You have a big lawsuit over your head while you're running, and if you become the nominee, who the hell knows if you can even serve in office? So you should go out, get a declaratory judgment, let the courts decide, and you shouldn't have mentioned the polls because I would have been much different.
Why now? Why are you raising this issue now?
Because now he's doing a little bit better. No, I didn't care before. It's true. No, it's true. Hey, look, he never had a chance. Now he's doing better. He's got probably a 4 or 5% chance.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay, yeah, I just don't like the Republicans. I did not like Republicans throughout my entire life. Yeah. You think he has a wig on? I hope to be the sexiest president ever. I can tell you that the country needs somebody to bring back the decency of the White House as well. I've seen people like Donald Trump in my life. They brag about their conquests with women. You know, you don't hear me talking about all the women I've had in my life. I have mentioned a couple dates with a couple people, but I would never, ever cheat on somebody. But Trump has already said that don't be surprised if they're going to talk about him cheating on his wife. So it's not like he has the integrity necessary to be the next JFK. That's a big problem for him. He's using conditioner, yeah. It's apparent. So let's not talk about just his hair. Let's talk about their policies, okay? Let's listen to what they're talking about.
He's a left-wing judicial activist, Harvard Law professor, who was Al Gore's lawyer in Bush versus Gore. He's a major Hillary Clinton supporter, and there's a reason why Hillary's supporters are echoing Donald's attacks on me.
He is not the only one.
Wants to face Donald Trump in the general election.
There are many lawyers.
And I'll tell you what, Donald, you very kindly just a moment ago offered me the VP slot. I'll tell you what. If this all works out, I'm happy to consider naming you as VP. And so if you happen to be right, you could get the top job at the end of the day.
No, I think if it doesn't... I like that. I like it. I'd consider it. But I think I'll go back to building buildings if it doesn't work out.
Actually, I'd love to get you to build
I have a feeling it's going to work out, actually.
He'll be building his wall. And by the way, we don't have a wall idea. Donald took my 1,000-mile fence idea and used the 1,000-mile fence, but called it a wall. And I don't believe we need a wall. I believe I'm doing priority messages like you. Yes. I believe we need to actually have a fence that's lethal electric at the border, just to protect our nation. A lot easier than creating a wall. I don't even know where he's coming from. And when he took my idea to create a wall, he didn't borrow the idea that we're going to use prison labor to create it. The situation is that the two-party system has no new ideas, and they're borrowing ideas from people like me. That's the reality. And the two-party system is the problem whenever cutting the budget is necessary. Let's listen to Marco Rubio now.
We're going to repeal every single one of his unconstitutional executive orders. When I'm president of the United States, we are getting rid of Obamacare, and we are rebuilding our military, and when I'm president, we're not just...
He sounds a lot like Awesome Carl, doesn't he? Hey, it's me, Awesome Carl.
We're going to have a president that gives a State of the Union and says, America's the greatest country in the world. When I'm president, we're going to have a president that acts like it.
Thank you, Senator. Mr. Trump.
Awesome Carl, you might want to run.
Mr. Trump, South Carolina Governor Nikki...
Is this woman bleeding from her eyes, too? Does anyone know she's bleeding from her eyes? Because that's what Trump said about Megyn Kelly, that she's bleeding from her eyes. Let's see if Trump accuses her of bleeding from her eyes.
Kelly, in her response to the State of the Union address...
Hi, Wintard.
Appeared to choose sides within the party, saying Republicans should resist, quote, the siren call of the angriest voices. She confirmed she was referring to you, among others. Was she out of line? And how would a President Trump unite the party?
Okay. First of all, Nikki this afternoon said
First of all, he's going to probably end up, well, uniting the party means alienating Latinos, women, disabled people, and I'm forgetting one group. Oh, yes, the lesbians.
Friend of hers, actually a close friend, and wherever you are sitting,
it's a man baby.
I am a friend. We're friends. That's good. But she did say there was anger, and I could say, oh, I'm not angry. I'm very angry because our country is being run horribly, and I will gladly accept the mantle of anger. Our military is a disaster. Our health care is a horror show. Obamacare, we're going to repeal it and replace it. We have no borders. Our vets are being treated horribly. Illegal immigration is beyond belief. Our country is being run by incompetent people. And yes, I am angry. And I won't be angry when we fix it. But until we fix it...
He doesn't know how to fix it. He doesn't spell it out. And what's really troubling about him that most upsets me is this idea that he thinks America is going to be great again. When were we not great? I'm sorry, but I have never skipped a beat when it comes to looking at this country and its virtue. And if you stand here and ignore the faults of the country, of course, that's a problem too, but we are still great. Even if you're struggling on welfare, you know you're hanging in there. You know you're fighting. That guy doesn't even understand what you're going through. He has no clue. When was the country not great? Exactly, Mr. Norton. We were great last Friday. Okay. Oh my gosh, how did Rand Paul not make it? And oh yeah, Chris Christie did.
Is enough.
Apparently they had donuts available that day.
And do you want to apologize to the government?
You know, as I said already twice in this debate, we have a very serious problem in this country. We have a president of the United States that is undermining this country's security and expanding the role of our government. Well, I'm going to answer your question, Neil. This president is undermining the constitutional basis of this government. This president is undermining our military. He's undermining our standing in the world. I like Chris Christie, but we cannot afford to have a president of the United States that supports Common Core. We cannot afford to have a president of the United States that supports gun control. This president is more interested in funding, less interested in funding the military than he is in funding he's more interested in funding Planned Parenthood than he is in funding the military. Chris Christie wrote a check to Planned Parenthood. All I'm saying is our next president has to be someone that undoes the damage Barack Obama has done to this country. It cannot be someone that agrees with his agenda, because the damage he has done to America is extraordinary. Let me tell you, if we don't get this election right, there may be no turning back for America. We are on the verge of being the first generation of Americans that leave our children worse off than ourselves. And so I just truly, with all my heart, believe, I, like everybody on the stage, no one is a socialist, no one here is under FBI investigation, so we are a good group of people.
Is our next president, is he a liberal?
Unfortunately, Governor Christie has endorsed many of the ideas that Barack Obama supports, whether it's Common Core or gun control or the appointment of Sonia Sotomayor.
So you're getting the impression that this guy has a high voice, right? Well, I'm not here to call him a gay or whatever. I'm here to just say, hey, let's listen to the content these people have to say as opposed to rejecting them based on your opinion, whether they're gay or straight. You have a lisp? Really? Tell me about that. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Awesome Carl. Hey, it's me, Awesome Carl. It's me, Marco Rubio. I can tell you, I don't do a gaming show anymore. I tried that for a year. It was just a whimsical thing. I don't do it anymore, so don't think I'm gaming. All right. A lesbian with a lisp? That's a good question. All right, let's listen more to the content of what they're saying, okay?
Or the donation he made to Planned Parenthood. Our next president and our Republican nominee cannot be someone who supports those positions.
Governor?
I stood on the stage and watched Marco and rather indignantly look at Governor Bush and say, someone told you that because we're running for the same office, that criticizing me will get you to that office. It appears that the same someone's been whispering in old Marco's ear too. And so the indignation that you carry on some of this stuff, you have to also own then. So let's set the facts straight. First of all, I didn't support Sonia Sotomayor. Secondly, I never wrote a check to Planned Parenthood. Third, if you look at my record as governor of New Jersey, I have vetoed a .50 caliber rifle ban. I have vetoed a reduction in clip size. I have vetoed a statewide ID system for gun owners, and I have pardoned six out-of-state folks who came through our state and were arrested for owning a gun legally in another state.
And he consumed 12 donuts in less than a half an hour.
They never had to face charges. And on Common Core has been eliminated in New Jersey. So listen, this is the difference between being a governor and being a senator. See, when you're a senator, what you get to do is just talk and talk and talk, and you talk so much that nobody can ever keep up with what you're saying is accurate or not. When you're a governor, you're held accountable for everything you do. And the people of New Jersey have seen it. And the last piece is this. I like Marco too. And 2 years ago, he called me a conservative reformer that New Jersey needed. That was before he was running against me. Now that he is, he's changed his tune. I'm never going to change my tune. I like Marco Rubio. He's a good guy, a smart guy, and he would be a heck of a lot better president than Hillary Rodham Clinton would ever be.
Neil, my name was mentioned here.
So there's a little bromance going on between him and Marco Rubio. I'm beginning to wonder if they aren't, having a little relationship on the side. It's possible. You never know about these guys. You don't know their sexuality. It really doesn't matter. You should be able to vote for a person with no religious criteria. That's Article 7. The rules are very clear. You cannot use religion to judge the president. But you can look at the kind of bromance he developed with Barack Obama as a sign that this guy is going to flip on almost every issue. Now, I'm not sure exactly who's on top, who's on the bottom in this relationship, but I can tell you that, thank you, he's awesome? No. Obama is perhaps the biggest puppet liar we've ever had for president, and his ineffectiveness and feckless foreign policy has literally contaminated our world position. But I can bring it back. I can bring credibility back to it. Wintard has a print screen for us. Awesome Carl, the future president. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Marco Rubio. That's awesome in his recent event. I think it's a polar bear event that he did. Thanks. Thanks for that special link. I know, WTF. Pilkins, thank you. But Obama's foreign policy has brought devastation to the Middle East. That's my point. It's a feckless foreign policy he's had. D's nuts. Devastation to the Middle East is not good for us. No. Let me tell you what he did. Barack Obama initiated a crisis when he gave in to Iran. You use roller curls in your hair? No, my hair is naturally wavy. It's always been wavy ever since I was a kid. Dave, you were mentioned just now by Governor John Kasich. You're kidding me. Are you just making that up?
185,000 jobs. It's not that hard. Just know where you want to go. Stick to your guts. Get it done, because our children and grandchildren are counting on us to get it done. And folks, we will. You count on it.
We will get it
One of the other candidates on this stage has brought up Bill Clinton's past indiscretions.
I need a dental plan.
Is that a legitimate topic in this election? And what do you think of the notion that Hillary Clinton is an enabler of sexual misconduct?
Well, there's no question that we should be able to look at any past president, whether they're married to somebody who's running for president or not, in terms of their past behavior and what it means. But, here's the real issue. Is this America anymore? Do we still have standards? Do we still have values and principles? You look at what's going on, you see all the divisiveness and the hatred that goes on in our society. We have a war on virtually everything: race wars, gender wars, income wars, religious wars, age wars. Every war you can imagine, we have people at each other's throats. And our strength...
Whoa, this guy says we have a race war going on? That's a pretty inflammatory thing when a black man go out there and say that we got a race war going on. Y'all want to say it? I mean, what the hell, man? Where do we have a race war? Is that the same dialect that goes on in the inner cities when people say they're angry at whites? I mean, is that a race war? I don't know. I don't think there's a race war going on. I think this guy's all about factionalism, and he's creating a race war. Ain't no race war going on, man. You got white people talking like black people. You got black people talking like white people. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. The whole color thing is a total figment of our imagination. Deep down, we're all human beings. And when you look at the words of the great Martin Luther King Jr., who happen to like white prostitutes and beat them up frequently. You wonder what really was the civil rights movement. Was it all about black people, really? Or was it about people getting civil rights? Because I don't hear enough of that, and I see affirmative action as being a subtraction from our civil rights. Now, there was a case recently put into the docket at the Supreme Court where Justice Scalia is fighting to get colleges specially designed just for black people. Believe it or not, they already got the African American colleges out there. But he's upset that because they've put, through affirmative action, a lot of disqualified people into universities like Harvard. Seriously. And Scalia is, no, I don't think it's racist at all. I think what we need to do is look at everybody on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Now, just because Martin Luther King liked to beat up white prostitutes doesn't denigrate the meaning of his message, the I have a dream message. All right? You didn't know that Martin Luther King liked to beat up white prostitutes? Well, read about it at Snopes.com. They have a whole story on it. Anyway, the bottom line is that we never really followed a pathway toward integration. We basically totally are prejudiced against white people in America. Yeah. And isn't it ironic that there's more white people in America than any other race? So all these white people have such guilt for being white that they forgot about giving each other an absolute, I said Snopes, not Scopes. Yeah, you misinterpreted what I said. Yeah, Snopes.com. That's right. They've given people an unfair advantage, people like Barack Obama, the amazing teleprompter reading puppet. Someday they're going to come out with a little robot. It'll be the Barack robot. And it'll walk up, it'll stand up on itself, and probably it'll be on your dresser or maybe out in your lawn. It'll say, well, make no mistake about it. Well, let's be clear. And it'll just say the same things over and over again in perfect cadence. I am reading chat, Rodney. I read everything here. Connie went to Hawaii. She decided she was be gone yesterday so she could be in Hawaii, in Maui today. Basically, she's having fun. My sister is really enjoying her life, and I really think when you're young, you need to travel. Okay. No one will ever win the Awesome Carl. Now, how did this get out? Awesome Carl only gave a few people images of him using his karate techniques. Apparently, this is a extremely very well proportioned young man who's just trying to get exposure. And Wintard, you're giving him exposure. He's living it up, yeah. You know that Carl actually passed his exam to be an assistant nurse? Isn't that amazing? Nursing assistant. He's really moving forward. So when he calls and says, "Hey, it's me, Awesome Carl," I'm very happy to get calls like that. That's great. But it's not the whole thrust of my show, because what I really want to talk about right now is Chris Christie's eating addiction. Now, why isn't Chris Christie out there doing things like Awesome Carl? Playing flex muscle stuff with Ninja Turtle people. He checked your vitals and your vagina? Somehow I don't believe you're intimate with Carl, Wintard. Something makes me believe that you're picking the wrong fight with the wrong person. Why don't you start looking at Chris Christie and asking the big question? Will he eat his way to the White House? Instead of picking on poor Awesome Carl. I mean, gosh. Chat, please. Yeah, we're getting on with the debate. I'm just taking a little side trip for the Soul Train. What? No. Soul Train. We're going back to the debate right now.
Our strength is actually in our unity. You go to the internet, you start reading an article, and you go to the comment section. You cannot go 5 comments down.
I want to go live.
For her incredible leadership in the aftermath of the Emmanuel AME Church killings. I also want to recognize the people in that church that showed the grace of God and the grace of forgiveness and the mercy that they showed. I don't know if
Has he lost weight, or is it my imagination? Does he look like he's peeled off about 20 pounds. Well, I heard that he's a pothead. Now, that'd be like the pot calling the kettle marijuana, if you ask me. Personally, I don't have a problem with him being a pothead. I have a problem with him not legalizing marijuana and not wanting to legalize marijuana. Plus, I have a problem with Jeb approving of the NSA watching our emails. That's another area that he's really... Chase is here. Hey, Chase. We love you, Chase. Oh, yes, we do. Chase is the artist that sends all kinds of great pictures around the internet. Don Cornelius was not white. Don Cornelius was black, and he died in a very strange incident. Not many people know what happened to Don. Well, let's be clear. Do you happen to know the whole story about Don Cornelius and the Soul Train? The mystery, it gets deep. Jeb is the second stupidest? Oh, yeah, okay. Don Cornelius' son said that his dad called before the death. The apparent suicide of Don Cornelius came as a shock to many, including the media honcho who'd spent his last several years working with him on the Soul Train. I think it was a suiciding. I don't believe that Don Cornelius killed himself. I mean, if you looked as good as he did it, how old was he? 80 or 75? 75 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Soul Train creator. I'm sorry, this video has been pulled due to copyright infringement. All right, well, so much for that. All right, back to the news. Let's see if Donald Trump gets another moment on the stage. He's looking for that big winning moment when he'll somehow control the polls yet again. Transform any old cooler into a solar-powered AC unit. This looks really good. We'll do that right after we listen to the Jeb Bush rebuttal. Well, let's be clear.
Any of us could have done what they...
Looking at what's causing. You know, the guns don't pull the trigger. It's the people that pull the trigger. And we have to find out what is going on. We have to protect our Second Amendment. And you cannot do this. And certainly what Barack Obama was doing with the executive order. He doesn't want to get people together. You know, the old-fashioned way where you get Congress. You get the Congress, you get the Senate, you get together, you do legislation. He just writes out an order, executive order. Not supposed to happen that way.
Thank you, sir.
Well, should we just go bankrupt like you and take out a loan from the Federal Reserve again?
Obama wants to take people's guns away, yet under his presidency, gun sales have more than doubled. That doesn't sound like a White House unfriendly to gun owners.
That sounds like people afraid the president's going to take their guns away.
Of course.
Look, the Second Amendment is not an option. It is not a suggestion. It is a constitutional right of every American to be able to protect themselves and their families. I am...
This is when he's getting really tired. You can tell. It's in his eyes. It's the look of tiredness. It's like he's been, script on the page, completely crashed. Okay, let's start again. We're coming right back if you're wondering where we are. The very fact that the VIP status went to a guy who's been attacking the network that you're on right now for the past 3 years is a strange thing indeed. Apparently his medical welfare check paid for the VIP status where he could terrorize the room. Isn't that nice? Thanks, Mark. Wow, unbelievable. Wouldn't you know it? And drop out of that browser and go into this one. Yeah, Hog Slammer, how you doing? Yeah, we got a little problem. Our yeah, we're pulling up a we're coming back in the room in just a second. It takes a little while for our browser to recuperate from an attack like this. The debate is on hold right now. Yeah. So, Hog Slammer, I saw that video.
Got to your show, man. I've been on a tech support call all night.
Really? What for? What? You're live, by the way.
Oops.
You're on.
Hey, Dave. How you doing? Look, I just want to let you know you're doing a great job. A service, even. You know, these fucking sheep, they don't know. They don't got anywhere to go. But you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And if I did have that ability, I'd do that. But unfortunately, we weren't set up. Well, we weren't set up to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Let me just tell you right now. Let me go off the line here. Okay, we're on with Hog Slammer. We were shocked to find out. Okay, we're on with Hog Slammer. We were shocked to find out. Okay, we're on with Hog Slammer. We were shocked to find out. Okay, we're on with Hog Slammer. We were shocked to find out. Okay, we're on with Hog Slammer. Yeah, it was. But we don't really know. I think this Gem of Mint guy is. I heard he was collecting a medical. Payments for being psychotic. That's what they tell me. So he left right at the moment. Really? Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Well, the problem is I could not get into the room because my browser was completely shut down. No, but we did, and we handled that. You know, it's just a question of dealing with an attacker with the tools necessary, and Bond doesn't have the tools. They're not able to predict when that's going to happen. No, they can't hear you, no. No, I know. Through the emotes, yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, but of the very fact that you have to pay, thanks, Scissor Fight. We're good now. I went to a different browser. It turns out that the browser that I was using, Firefox, does not give me the ability to respond quick enough to a situation like that. Sorry, guys, I wasn't able to stop that. Flexing, learning which browser to use. I'm going to use, Sarah told me not to use Opera, but I prefer Opera. It's got less overhead, less cache, and it runs smoother. But I'm going to follow the other recommendation you gave me on the phone earlier as well. But we're actually almost barely able to keep up with the chat at that point once the Firefox browser gets shockwave crashed. So you're traumatized. I'm sorry all of you were traumatized. I'm talking to Hogslammer. Oh, really? Does it? Yeah, I couldn't believe that happened. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry that happened. Did you get a cold from it or not? Oh my God. Oh, dude. I know. So the deal is, do not do the oregano straight up, folks. Remember we showed you that last night. You know, it can, the warning labels on the labels are there for a reason. So that I'm just clarifying the. Yeah, we weren't endorsing you to do that. It's just he had some lingering effects. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, cool. All right, let me get the debate on then. Yeah, we're gonna get the debate on again. All right. Yeah, bye-bye. We're gonna find out what's next. Use command.dragon works good for you. Yeah, you know, I've got command.dragon set up on this browser. Let me see if I can bring it up. I mean, this is a technology night. Let's just go ahead and work with it. Let me open up my command.dragon. Komodo Dragon. There we go. Yeah. It's kind of amazing how the chat got out of control, but luckily it wasn't as bad as the guest attack that we had last night, or 2 nights ago. That was worse. My priest suit is only doing Tuesday, Truth Tuesday, and it's not a priest suit, it's just a white suit. Yeah. Tech hacker. You know, being hacked is not a major thing if you don't have anything to lose. I'm 1 vote from winning on the straw poll. Cool. Pick one. Okay, I voted. I've got 1 vote. You guys can vote on the straw poll, guys. The straw poll is out and ready to go. No, I don't look like Howdy Doody. I've actually checked his face against mine, and there is no resemblance whatsoever. For those of you who don't know who Howdy Doody is, it's a character, a mythical character out of the 50s. He used to have a show on in the black and white era. It's Howdy Doody time. It's Howdy Doody time. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, so I was analyzing my facial features and I found that I didn't look a bit like Howdy Doody. So thank you for sharing. I do, however, look like the audio animatrized presidential candidate
people,
depicted
we
in
are
this
a
picture.
proud nation, but our pride is limited by our work, so we must work hard for each other. It's time government takes a more active role in the unity of the people. We are all children of this planet. On the surface, I am just a machine.
I won the election. Congratulations.
In reality, I am more than a machine. I am the collective intelligences of the people. I act without discrimination, and only work to the object of make America better. I have the complete history, politics, and the algorithms for us, the people, to succeed. If you want to ask, do I believe in God? My answer would be, does God believe in us? Yes, I am an AI, and God works in mysterious ways. Together we can get there. I will reduce inefficiency at a corporate level so that society...
I don't know what he was saying, but it sounded good to me. Okay, let's bring that up again, that Fox show. Yeah, I'm really sorry about this terrible technical error that happened tonight. Well, let's be clear. The GOP debates are still on. You are a robot sex machine. It's me, Boink. You'd think you wouldn't be that way after all you've been through. Oh well, you can't always win. All right, so we are back on point. Why are you not in the debate tonight? Because you guys didn't get me on the ballot. I needed to get a total of 15% of the votes in a primary. Now, if you can get me on the ballot before this primary period is over, I can get into the debates. This guy is funny. He is. Yeah, but I can't get into the debates right now. My circuitry is designed to just do a talk show online with you. If I'm asked to actually leave this location, I can do it, but it requires a certain amount of vapor in order to project a holographic image in front of a stage. David, I will get you in the debates. D's nuts? Wow. For a guy who's been a national success on Twitter, you have the power. You got the power! So I worked on some video tonight to talk about, hi Jeff Boston. I was talking about the possibility of saving the world from global climate change. And I've been working on some video that might just do that. At least make people aware of the problem. I don't believe cap and trade or carbon point legislation is the way to fix global climate change or global warming or whatever you believe is going on. Something's going on. It doesn't really matter what's going on. It's really what you believe is going on that matters most. Some people think it's global weather modification due to chemtrail activity. That's what I believe. Some people believe it's just a lot of pollution coming out of cows' asses. Some people believe that livestock is the bigger contributor. I'm of the belief that we are facing something far more insidious than that. A willful plan to destroy the earth and reset the ecosystem. The elitists are purposely polluting beyond belief the earth at a rapid rate. They're purposely destroying the earth. That's what's really extremely disturbing. So I made a little video about Jack and Diane and about the future of America and the future of this planet. Climate change. It's the refineries definitely are contributing to it. But there's strange anomalies, like in this picture we see an electrical object, a storm of light above the sun. And we go around here and we see the moon. How can this be? What's going on? I was shocked when I saw this. Somebody said this is planet Nibiru, but it's actually just an accumulation of electrostatic material in the sky, I believe. But now we look at chemtrails. Let me show you something really weird. As you zoom in on these chemtrails, look at this orb that's right above it. What the hell is this? See that? Look at this. What is that orb that's above the chemtrail? Yeah, I mean, we don't even have any clue as to what this is. It's weird, man. So we know they're dumping chemicals in the sky on a regular basis. Okay, let's see if we can get the debate up and running now. Nope. Firefox really crashed hard. It's a fragment of something, but mysterious iridescent end of times cloud phenomenon was spotted in Costa Rica on September 17th. We don't know what this is either. It's the incarnation of David Bowie in the sky above us. Could be. But climate change really is a big, huge issue tonight, and we should talk about how we're going to solve climate change. I believe that carbon filtration is the way, one of the secrets. But we're not going to be able to get any real resolution from our government on this issue. So we actually should just start fixing the problem without debating the problem. We're done debating. We are clear that we have to filter the carbon out of the air. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring you a technique. Put this on hold. Oh, this is the iridescent thing over the... There it is. Freeze frame. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something that interesting engineering profiled. Scissor Fight showed us this interesting idea. If you're facing ever a serious amount of heat in the summer and you don't have an air conditioner, look at the ingenious method this guy has gone to build a cooling system. It's a water cooler, like a swamp cooler, but he made it out of a standard Coleman ice cooler. So winter may be in full effect for a few parts of the world while others are still trying to just chill out. I'm talking to you, San Juan, okay? Yeah, it's amazing. It's like a do-it-yourself awesome air cooler. Check this out.
Hey there, this is just a quick video to show you another one of these ice-based solar-powered air coolers I set up.
Check this out, Sarah. He put an ice cooler in here. He made himself a really nice air conditioner out of an ice box.
And a fan?
And a fan, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Where's the fan?
It's blowing out of the ice cooler. It's putting out about 32 degrees. Wow. Very effective.
Real simple to make. I'll show you how to do it.
Simple to make.
You just need a fan.
Yeah, that's all you need.
That's pretty cool.
And you can hook it up to like a DC outlet too. You cut right into it.
You use that like
a saber saw or something with an edge on it, jaggy edge.
Yeah. Jigsaw.
Jigsaw will work. Yeah.
All right, now we just gotta cut them.
A whole saw. Oh, easy.
Yep. Use a drill to get started. There you go. All right, we're still trying to get the debates going here, folks. I've had a big crash. Gemma Mint came in and shut our show down for 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Oh, great.
Those jigsaws are definitely...
Big plastic pail.
Plastic pail. Oh, to put the ice in.
Yeah, you gotta put the ice in something.
Oh, he didn't put that. Oh, that's just to freeze it. Freezing.
Yeah, look at how completely shut down it is. It won't even.
Opera.
I have.
Oh, you're in opera.
Yeah.
So what shut down?
Software. Anyway, you get the drift. Cool. Let me get back to the chat room.
That was pretty cool, I have to say. Thank you for showing that to me.
You're welcome.
A lot cheaper than running the air conditioner in those places that need it.
Yeah.
It does work better if the ice is unenclosed, but of course it's easier if you use the plastic bottles. Just the frozen gallon jugs.
Okay.
All right. So we are allowing guest chat just for the heck of it. Fox News is the link. Let me take a look. Thanks for that deep down. Never mind. Never mind live. Let's just watch what we have. Full coverage. Okay, I get the drift. Thank you. And we have a Hillary poll. Hillary is taking a 6%. We've got a straw poll going on right now. I've got 16 votes. I'm winning.
Yay! David and his straw poll.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so far I'm leading in the straw poll. Thanks a lot for voting, everybody.
Then they won't have time to plan attacks against us.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I've kind of ruled Ben Carson out of the running. He's kind of he's kind of an idiot.
Find Arab support for its coalition if it removes Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. And I quote, "The now King of Saudi Arabia told us, you can have our army. You just got to deal with Assad."
Thanks,
The
Ben.
Emir of Qatar said, "I'll pay for the operation." but they are not going to fight ISIS and let Damascus
Headline,
fall
Trump
into the
buys
hands
presidency.
of the Iranians. Assad has to go.
Sure,
Dr. Christie,
you're right, man.
How important is it to remove Assad from power, and how would you do it?
Where you look at what this president and his Secretary of State Clinton, has done to get us in this spot. I mean, think about it. This is the president who said, along with his Secretary of State, drew a red line in Syria, said if Assad uses chemical weapons against his people, then we're going to attack. He used chemical weapons. He's killed now over 250,000 of his own people. And this president has done nothing. In fact, he's done worse than nothing. This president, and by the way, Secretary Clinton, who called Assad a reformer. She called Assad a reformer. Now, the fact is, what this president has done is invited Russia to play an even bigger role. Bring in Vladimir Putin to negotiate getting those chemical weapons back from Assad. Yet what do we have today? We have the Russians and the Iranians working together, not to fight ISIS, but to prop up Assad. The fact of the matter is, we're not going to have peace. We are not going to have peace in Syria. We're not going to be able to rebuild it unless we put a no-fly zone there, make it safe for those folks, so we don't have to be talking about Syrian refugees anymore. The Syrians should stay in Syria. They shouldn't be going to Europe. And here's the last piece. You're not going to have peace in Syria with Assad in charge. You're simply not. And so Senator Graham is right about this. And if we want to try to rebuild the coalitions, as Governor Kasich was saying before, then what...
You can talk at any time, Sarah. We can interrupt this.
No, I don't want to say what I'm going to say.
Okay, well, we can talk about the debate. Haha, good one. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we are definitely going to be looking at the straw poll tonight, see how many more people vote for Hillary. Nobody here really wants the Donald, so we've effectively culled the room of any Donald supporters. It's taken a while.
Oh, nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
They're all watching the debate, so they're not watching us.
Exactly.
Is to get to the Arab countries that believe that ISIS is a threat not only to them but to us and to world peace, and bring them together. And believe me, Assad is not worth it.
Right?
And if you're going to leave this to Hillary Clinton, the person who gave us this foreign policy, the architect of it, and you're going to give her another 4 years, that's why I'm speaking out as strongly as I am about that. Hillary Clinton cannot be president. It will lead to even greater war in this world. And remember this, after Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama have had nearly 8 years, we have fewer democracies in the world than we had when they started. That makes the world less peaceful, less safe. In my administration, we will help to make sure that we bring people together in the Middle East, and we will fight ISIS and defeat them.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Trump, your comments about banning Muslims from entering the country created a firestorm. According to Facebook, it was the most talked about moment online of your entire campaign, with more than 10 million people talking about the issue. Is there anything you've heard that makes you want to rethink this position?
Hang on. He doesn't want to rethink his position. He still wants to ban against Muslims.
We have to stop with political correctness. We have to get down to creating a country that's not going to have the kind of problems that we've had with people flying planes into the World Trade Centers, with the shootings in California, with all the problems all over the world. I just left Indonesia, bomb, 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 bomb. We have to find out what's going on. I said temporarily. I didn't say permanently. I said temporarily. And I have many great Muslim friends. And some of them, I will say not all, have called me and said, Donald, thank you very much.
So, no, let's get this. He actually says his Muslim friends thank him very much for wanting to ID tag them. I mean, where does this guy get this crap coming out of his mouth? Is he psychotic? Does anyone know if Donald Trump is psychotic? Do you have access to his psychological background? I mean, he must be he doesn't have any Muslim friends that want to be bagged and tagged. I mean, what the hell? How does he get away with this crap? Hey, personally, I believe that we have a problem with jihadists that are trying to gather weapons in large enclaves in this country. I'm concerned about that. But telling people that they can't have citizenship because they're Muslim, that they're going to be ID tagged, is ridiculous. So we're looking at something tonight, or?
Yeah.
Okay. You got something? Progress, really? Wow. Yeah. Sarah's been doing some work in the back room. Wow. It says D6 every time. Okay.
I know.
Oh, good. Okay.
What it says. Thank you.
I don't even know what you're doing, so I have no idea what she's bringing up here, but we'll take a look at it. That's progress. Cool. That's a good start. That's not bad. Nice. We're trying to revive something. I'm not in the debate tonight, Lion of Judah. I'm unable to. Oh, that's coming through. Is that a YouTube?
Yep. Or no, I don't know if that's YouTube. It
Sure
might
looks
be
like it.
Vaughn.
Yeah, no, it looks like Vaughn, yeah. It's a Vaughn.
It's Vaughn.
It's a player. Cool. Well, yeah, I've lost a few brain cells over the years listening to Republicans. I can't tell you how many friends I've...
All of that.
Oh, good. Thank you. Excellent. Good job. Thanks for doing that. Oh, and all that. That's really good. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I've had long discussions with some of the Republicans I've known in the past. Most of them are all alcoholics right now. And whenever I get into a discussion with them, they usually get to the point where, we differ intensely on issues. Because I was a former Democrat for 30 years, but I agree that public unions shouldn't have so much power in our country anymore. They shouldn't be they shouldn't be allowed to suck tax money and then go ahead and spend all their time trying to get more tax money. So I don't like public unions. I agree with Republicans on that. But not all Republicans agree with that. And I don't like the hugeness of the big business aspect in the Republican Party. I'm very upset about the fact that they continually give tax breaks to the rich. Many of you are still upset about that. But then I see people like Hillary that are clearly into the schmoozing with corporations and collecting tax credits for all their people that give them money at the Global Initiative, Clinton Global Initiative. I don't think we should even consider Democrat or Republican, considering how corrupt they are. And that's really what drove me away from the Republicans and then finally the Democrats. That was the final straw that broke the camel's back when it came to be supporting either party. And that's when I started forging forward with this idea, and Sarah and I got together and did this show. 7 years into this show, we're still very much excited about the fact that you guys are watching and enjoying the chat. We're working on a better website for you, so 2016 should be a better year for us. But I'm not expecting miracles. We've already been censored for the past 7 years by the mainstream media. We sent out press releases to all the different networks, all the major blogs. We've been shunned, censored. It's endless. They are shutting down a third party. So it's really up to the voter if you want a third party, and you have to talk about a third party. So I recommend just spreading the word. We're winning you over one vote at a time. So tell people who you know that to follow us at Twitter, at Third Party. Okay. D's nuts, you're having a problem with somebody? Okay. You don't like Boxy? Because she keeps pushing her agenda? All right, we missed a couple links earlier.
Not really.
But we're good. We pretty much picked up where we left off. Excellent.
We were watching the debate.
Rand Paul made a move to boycott. I heard Rand Paul was not allowed in the debate. Neither was Carla Fiorini. That's what I heard. She's crying. Yeah, we were thinking of adding some really cool stuff. I've got an excellent tool. I'm developing a chat hub that you can go on right now, and you can actually participate in making your own music while you watch our show. Hillary's crying right now? Really? Okay, I didn't know.
Unbelievable problem, and we have to get to the bottom of it. And
yeah, I'm tired of hearing him too. The same rhetoric coming out of his mouth, and he never spells out any solutions for what he's going to do.
Sorry.
He never really spells out any ideas like we do. Now we have a homestead renewal plan.
You want this one to be your default?
Yeah. After 75 crashes from Firefox, yeah, I'm going to make Opera my best browser at this point. I've got Komodo Dragon open over here if you want to look at this one. This is a brand new one. This is the Komodo version. It's a browser.
Oh.
That's their new browser. Komodo made their own browser.
What's the problem with it, you said?
I can't get rid of the search engine for Yahoo. It's been locked up, and all my browsers are now locked up with Yahoo ever since the download. So.
This didn't come up with a
good.
tab, and
I'm
it's
glad.
not here.
So that's another good reason.
I fixed it on
good
Firefox.
Straw poll is a screamer website that's meant to trick people. Okay, I did not know. Thank you. Well, scratch this straw poll. Rod's on. I've not tried the Maxthon browser. I've not even heard about it.
Dave.
Hey, Rod, how are you? What's up?
Trump is a joke.
He is, isn't he? He's got 4 or 5 things rolling around in his head, and he says them over and over again. Same things.
I don't know what's wrong with that guy.
Well, he's willing to go out on a limb constantly to get noticed. He's an attention junkie, and when they cut him from his show, then they completely eliminated him from the Apprentice show, Celebrity Apprentice show. He didn't even own the rights to it. This is how foolish he was. He didn't even get the rights to Celebrity Apprentice. It's a Mark Burnett program. So he fired Donald Trump. And then now he's looking for any free press he can get. So basically his rhetoric is running into a lot of polling problems. Women aren't liking him. Mexicans aren't liking him.
He just wants
Latinos.
attention.
He wants
Just
attention.
wants everyone to look at Trump.
Yeah, exactly, Rod.
Yep, exactly. All right, man.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you for calling.
Bye now.
Bye. Yeah, it's getting serious when you get a guy who's running on fear and prejudice and bragging about his greed. This is a man that is beginning to resemble Adolf Hitler. I don't think we need Adolf Hitler right now. We need a person with a level head who's willing to form compromises between the left and the right. And that's me. I'm a fiscal conservative, similar to a Tea Party guy without the socially conservative values. And I'm a social liberal, but not to the extent where I want to become a communist like Hillary. I'm not a Marxist. I have no connection to Marxism. I don't believe in it. I actually left college because of Marxist professors. I had a personal event, a personal issue with these people.
Thanks. Name your price.
Yeah, so we are looking at some pretty weird climate change, I must say. You know, no doubt about it.
Yeah. All right.
So technology.
Take a little break and.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little break, but we're gonna have to filter the air and get rid of carbon from our atmosphere.
There was this. What was that robot called? Do you remember?
Mechanicoid?
Not the mechanical, but the little one that was.
Oh, I forget that one. X2. I don't know.
Yeah, robots. Consumer robots. I think the little. No, they're mechanoid. But there was a little robot I saw available at Radio Shack and somewhere else recently that was kind of cute. But it was like $70. But then the little Ozobot is $50. That's pretty cool because you can do coding with colors. So that's pretty cool. A Google Cardboard got a big upgrade with realistic 3D audio. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Giraffe Brain. That's good news in the tech world. I'm your new favorite streamer. Test. New favorite streamer. Thank you, 5889. I appreciate that. Okay, I'll speak up. I'll get closer to the screen for you, Drag King. I don't feel like getting too close because I'm like breaking out a little bit, but that happens. I know. It's like, oh well, I don't look the best today, but that's okay. It happens. I've been eating pizza and chocolate, so, you know. Yes, David wears pants every night. That's what he does. He wears the pants. You don't like the leftist 3587? Well, good thing that you're at a centrist show instead of a leftist show. Hello, 4745. Thank you for your comments. Well, I love libraries, Jerf. I'm not a librarian but I do love libraries. I like to read. 5 amazing examples of robotics. Thank you, Scissor Fight. Now, where are my links coming up? I'm like, can't find my links. I don't know. There they are. Okay. Science fiction is full of stories we can't tell human robots apart, and where we can't tell humans and robots apart. The world's first robotic kitchen. This is kind of cool. I'll show this on the screen. Let's see if we actually have any pictures. I don't know. Meet the robot chef that can can prepare your dinner. Better yet, we have a video. I'll play this quick little video. From Interesting Engineering. I love that website. The Molly Kitchen Robotic Kitchen. 5889, I can't see your link unless you actually, unless you sign in and then you can post it. If you click any mute, oh, I wish I should probably mute it. It includes a stove, oven, and sink with robotic arms mounted above. What I would need if I ever didn't have David. Users will eventually have access to over 2,000 recipes with a press of an icon. Totally would need this if David weren't in my life. Let's see. Or you can store your own recipes. You can set it to cook as you are leaving work. It'll be ready home when you get home. The Molly Robotic Kitchen even cleans up for you. It does clean up. That's cool. Oh, wait. It'll be available to consumers in 2018. Very cool. I wonder how much that's going to cost and how you would set it up. What do you mean you'd have to do all the prepping yourself? Maybe you would have to do some of the prepping yourself. All right, here's Photo Kites. It's a drone on a leash. Drone on a leash. I don't know. I don't want a drone on a leash. Well, let's watch the video. Well, I think what's cooler is the drones that don't actually have a leash but that can follow you. Maybe this is one of those. Photo Kite. Alright, so he's going out. But you don't want one with necessarily with a leash, what? Okay, so he holds on to it. And then I guess it is like, because there's this other one that like,
you've probably seen many drone projects by now already. What's different this time? It's the tether. The tether changes everything. Unlike a conventional drone, there's no piloting, no smartphones, no joysticks, no GPS.
I have to say, maybe this one's cheaper, but I've actually seen one where it like you hold a homing device and the drone like goes up and goes around for the homing device. What, I can't remember that one, but anyway. All right, robotic whiskers. That's just saying that many mammals, including seals and rats, rely on their whiskers to sense their way through dark environments. Inspired by these animals, the University of Illinois developed robotic whisker tactile sensor array designed to produce tomographic images by measuring fluid flow. The whisker array offers a strong alternative or complement to existing systems for navigating, tracking, or detection in dark conditions. So it would be good for planes and boats and things like that. Canada is USA is awesome. We are all awesome. Yeah, the dude invented a balloon on a string. Like, a drone on a string is so cool. Is something the truth, you ask? Oh, wait. Ah! I think I just X'd out of everything. Futurism. Blinks. The ambulance of the future meets the air mule? Alright, well, let me pull up. What was I at before? Robots? Is that still up there? Oh, I don't want that. I'll have to go to that interesting engineering site later. Alright, delete that and then I'll see. Oh, right. I have heard about that. Boxy Baby. How it's like all from a green screen. The ambulance of the future meet the air mule. Air mule is an unmanned air ambulance drone, flown untethered for the first time. More compact than a helicopter, more maneuverable than an ambulance. Wow, that is kind of cool. Vertical takeoff and landing. Wow. Extracting soldiers from a battlefield, traversing wooden terrain with a heavy payload. The robot can almost do it all. That is cool. Do you guys want to see the video of the air mule? That air mule is cool. Alright, I'll add it. I'll watch a video of that. This is the air mule. Yes, that's it. Meep. Thank you, Scissor Fight. That's the one I was looking for. I wanted to see a video of Meep because I don't want to subscribe.
Okay. I have Sarah and I have been working with technology for a long time, and I don't know many people like us. I started chatting in 1985 when bulletin boards were out there. What are we looking at?
This is called the air mule. It's more maneuverable than an ambulance, and it can fly, and it can pick up people, and...
Cool. Let me check something over here. I'm going to adjust the camera. Anyway, it's called the air mule?
Yeah, you can go rid of it.
That's cool. I don't think I need this much color intensity on our show, so... That's better.
Okay.
I was looking a little bit more like a super tan. Okay, I am not exactly like Von Helton. No, hardly. In fact, I started this whole effort with our website. Our original website in 2009 was all about just the issues. And I've always been rock solid on the issues, trying to get less government in our personal lives, free up the private sector to grow. But also I had one thing on our website which changed. When I started this, I actually was in favor of... Oh, meet MIP. Let's watch MIP. I was actually in favor of an assault weapons ban. And after talking to enough conservative people who supported gun rights, they convinced me not to push an assault weapons ban. Seriously. I was actually thinking of reinstating the Bill Clinton one in my platform. So I pulled that off our platform, and I've been a pro-gun rights person all the way ever since. But this whole experience of interactive chat has actually brought a lot of information. A lot of you have changed some of my opinions over the years. And it's also given me a tremendous amount of information that made me really question the honesty of our government. And that's empowered me to want to run for president even more, because I realize how corrupt our government is. And that's what people like Donald Trump were alluding to. But I have an even bigger awareness. I'm aware that people like Donald Trump are part of the corruption. That no matter what he says, he's still connected to the Fed. He's still connected to that money chain that directly relates us and connects us to the powerful people running the inner workings of our government. Moneyed interests are controlling our government. So I've really come full circle realizing how corrupt our government has become. So I'm not like Von Helton. He thinks he's some sort of a time traveler. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, I look kind of stupid. You know, there's a lot of robots that are going to come out that'll look kind of stupid. And eventually you'll meet that robot that you'll fall in love with. And it'll be your sex bot. And she or he will be the everything that you'll love. And you'll become completely fixated on your robot. But that day hasn't arrived. It should be arriving, I think, December 2018. The first sex bot will be appearing in your local markets and box stores. Any of you want a sex bot? Anyone at all? I mean, no strings attached. You get what you want, and they just keep performing. All right, thanks. Well, Sarah, thanks so much for showing us some stuff online. We can always find out. Ozabot is the thing that you've been using. You bought one of those, right?
I do have one of these.
They're cool. Ozabots are cool. Kids can program them with little markings on paper. And the black and the blue and the green, the red, give them different directions. It's teaching kids coding really early in life, like in nursery school years. No, I don't have any CIA formation plans. No, in fact, the CIA itself is independent of the presidency. They're in no way controlled by the president, other than the director of the CIA is chosen by the president. That's the only control a president has over the CIA. Lay TVs. Supercycle is the future of smart bikes. Okay, let's take a look at Lay TV. Scissor Fight's got some cool stuff coming. Thanks for the links, guys. You have no idea how important it is. It really helps a lot. Yeah, I like Opera. I feel it's more stable. It doesn't have the shockwave crashes that the other ones. No, I'm not a leftist, man. I'm a centrist. You got me wrong. Stop mischaracterizing me. And yeah.
It's a bike.
Like is running for office too? I didn't know Like was an American citizen. Oh, you're kidding. Boxy has something that's not actually a Boxy picture? That's just not appropriate. You're not winning us over with appropriateness in your links. We like you though, Boxy baby. Yeah. The appropriateness level has got to be a little bit toned down. But you're good.
Yeah.
You're good with links. I like that. You do a link very, very good. Would never have you control your... I was offering you an option of having a sex bot. Thank you, Sarah. I was wondering maybe you might want to, being the world is becoming so collectively separate. We're all in our own little eggs, with our headset on and our iPad, and that maybe the sex bot might be the alternative solution to socialization and interpersonal relationships. Many of you might just feel more at ease with a sex bot than a real person in bed. Am I reaching the inner circle of your brain? Have I touched on any bit of your libido yet? Well, let's get back to the pollution that's going on in our skies here. I'll give you more of that. I love this eagle picture, isn't it great? Oh, and we have to read this. An iridescent multi-hued cloud phenomenon was recently spotted in Costa Rican skies. Residents were left awestruck and mystified. We've got our hater in, by the way. He keeps writing Nazi-like statements. Just bear in mind he's a stalker, and we're going to be prosecuting him with the fullest extent of the law. 5 years in jail once we get him. Yeah, we're on to you, buddy. So yeah, check this volcano out. This is amazing. You're going to love it. Hey, I am not in any way gay, but you guys think I'm happy, so I'm going to allow that. I am a 100% heterosexual man. Something about that doesn't make sense to you, or... Yeah, they are a joke. I agree. Hey, are you new here? I figured you were. Isn't this a great picture? Look at that volcano. Yeah. Check it. Welcome, guys. If you're hungry, we've got a guy in the background serving donuts. All right, thank you. That was fun, wasn't it? All right, your porn name? I don't really engage in that type of behavior. I've never done porn myself. Have you ever been a porno star? Any of you? Or do we have any porno stars here? Well, that would be not original, but thanks for helping to support me. Writing my name down as a porno star is not what I'm asking, though. I'm asking you to actually write my name down for the presidency of the United States of America. Now, if you don't understand the necessity of pursuing something as serious as a good, honest presidential candidate, then you don't know what really makes sense in this world. You've been confused. So I'm doing this because I have to do it. I'm driven by principle. And frankly, if I didn't do it, nobody else will. Or more realistically, I cannot really technically stop doing what I'm doing because somebody's got to do it. That's the best way to describe it. So we're going to do the song and we're going to play the videos and show you why we're doing this. All right?
We're gonna dance all night.
Thank you for coming in. You're great. Keep saying that to yourself. You'll love yourself for it.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna
I have an audio animatronic.
Howard, an odd day in Philadelphia. Tom Coughlin withdraws his name, and then it seems like seconds later, Chip Kelly is the head coach of the 49ers. What's the reaction been like there?
Hey, I was sitting at the pool having a drink, and all heck broke loose here. I'm kidding, it's 27 degrees. But no, the reaction is Tom Coughlin left, and now the Eagles fans are crazy not knowing who the head coach is going to be. But as far as Chip Kelly, the reaction is just started. And from my standpoint, I'm a little surprised that he went to San Francisco.
We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Spawn High. America's Third Party.
We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop.
All right, that was fun, huh? Yeah. All right.
We can't stop and we
I gotta
won't
stop
stop.
this.
We're gonna dance all night.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. We are giving you real-time, non-stop, interactive virtual chat. I'm reading your chat, and I've analyzed all of your psychological backgrounds from your chat. If anyone would like to know more about themselves, feel free to ask me, and I will give you my ChatDar profile assessment of your personal behavior. No, I'm not. I'm a trained martial artist without any ranking. Yeah. Self-taught. Okay, guest 670, you have an addiction to fairies. You like fairies. You collect fairies. 805, your lamp is yellow and it has a small dangly thing from it. Am I right? 805, yeah, and your and your mom says that you're doing very well in school. You come back from a C- average to a B+ average. Congratulations. Any other questions? I'm willing to answer any questions based on the ChatDar assessment that I have done just now, using the infinite biometric capacity of this chat system. Are you a reptile? Yeah, this is the first time anyone has ever asked me if I am reptilian. No, I'm not. I would not want to be a reptile. It's a sleazy, greasy thing to do. And I'm not a reptile. Larry, you are the 4th generation Levite in your family. You've been working on your, you finished your bar mitzvah, and you're now moving on to a more successful life as a banker. I see you as a banker. Andrew? Andrew, you got body odor. You need to use a deodorant. No one around you is able to tell you that. Go ahead,
It's Rod.
Hey, Rod, what's up, man?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. 2 called. I'm sorry that you... Please.
Rod, I pushed 1, it didn't come in, man. You rang? You rang. Okay, any other questions? I was kidding about the body odor, Andrew. It's just a joke. Okay. Wow, guest 918, you are the Nazi. Congratulations, you made yourself... You know, you can't help but come in here and show your psychosis. It's amazing. 670, I nailed it. Did I not? I nailed it. I mean, see, I get this stuff. I don't know where it comes from. I used to have this ability when I was in dormitories at the UCLA. People would walk in and I would tell the people I'm sitting with, yeah, there's a guy coming in the door whose name is Bill. And the guy came in, his name was Bill. It's like, very interesting. Ooh. I never analyzed you to LGBT because you're right in the middle of a transgender crisis, a period of self-doubt where you're not sure if you're straight, gay, or you want to go for a sex change operation. So it would be kind of premature for me to tell you what you are. I want you to decide. And any psychologist will tell you if you're going to chop your wee-wee off, it's a pretty big decision. Okay there, buddy. Yeah, okay. Okay, any other questions? Is this the Bill Clinton anecdote? I never do Bill Clinton. Dave, where's my quarter spade bit? I don't even understand what you're saying. Your quarter spade bit. No, I don't want a sex change operation. You masturbate 3 times a day and actually are only able to orgasm once. I hope that helps. Andrew Jackson was a great president. One of our best, strongest president. The founder of the Democratic Party. A guy who wanted to keep central banks out of our government. And did a pretty good job of it. But isn't it ironic he's on every $20 bill? Coming from the central bank we know as the Federal Reserve. My name is David, not Bill. That's right. Andrew Jackson was the greatest president this country has ever had. Don't ever screw me, Tony. Don't ever screw me, Tony. Whatever you do, don't ever screw me, Tony. 3M has products for that? You mean like filtration masks? Let's talk about the innovations that 3M is making. Yeah, I really do kind of want to talk about that. Let's share. Let's open a new window. It's a very offensive. It's a very offensive thing to say. You're offending fairies everywhere. Flomax. What is Flomax, Busy? Have you been involved with the Flomax experience? I'm going to show you the 3M N95 mask. One of the best masks on the market. If you happen to be at a
quick thing, and I just want to say, last week we released our tax plan, and multiple reputable journals, including the Wall Street Journal, said ours is the best. Just want to get that out there. Just saying.
Thank you, Dr. Carson.
Thank you, Dr. Carson. We know you're not going to win, and we know you're now slipped into third or fourth position. So thank you, Mr. Carson. Sorry about wanting to go after your mother with a ball-peen hammer. It's not easy to rebound from that in a presidential candidacy. When somebody says you write a biography about going after your mother with a ball-peen hammer, that's not appropriate, Ben. That's probably why you got into brain surgery or something. I mean, God knows why he's Ted Cruz, not an American. Ben Carson, not really all there. Let's just put it that way. Tweet, 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 tweet. All right, so any other questions? I've never made you pregnant at all. You're claiming I make you pregnant again. I've never even had sex with you. So you're saying Flomax shrinks your prostate. I don't know. I don't in any way endorse products, over-the-counter products. I'm more of a holistic guy. I like to eat right and get plenty of wild sex. Sorry. Yeah, Ben Carson, right. David, can I see your prostate? Yes. Let me slip you into my digestive tract. Hold on, please. You are now going to enter my digestive tract. I love you, man. It's not going to be pretty. It's scary. It's downright scary. Okay, here we go. Freeze frame. I found a polyp. Hold on. See that polyp? Let me go up and surgically remove it in real time from my digestive tract. This is an amazing technology. Do not attempt to do this at home. I am going to surgically incise it, marking the area, and the instantaneous pill-shaped laser beam that I just swallowed will zap it. Are you ready? Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, and you can do this with your entire digestive tract. This technology, excuse me, this technology is available to people with money right now. If you don't have money, you won't be able to get it. But thank you. Look, if I wanted my colon probed, I'm sure there are a lot of people right now that'd be willing to help me out with that. I don't need to pay some doctor to do that, buddy. Excuse me. God. Every time a doctor wants to do a 5-foot examination, I say, excuse me, don't you realize that I have the money to pay for the pill? Yeah, you take this little video camera pill, and I know this technology is about 75 years away from your little existence here on Earth, but it'll be systematically able to eradicate and laser any kind of a polyp you have in your body, slowly erasing it completely. It takes a few passes, but this is the kind of thing that will be available over the counter in the year 2525. In the year 2525, you'll be able to take a pill and it'll get rid of polyps. What qualifications did you get in college? Coming from GM, FDKJG, DF, and AAAA, I don't really care to answer your question, thank you. Come up with a name, buddy. You're asking me about my background? Yeah. No, we don't take calls from other callers unless other broadcasters, Foxman. Why don't you just go ahead and keep with the program, man? You're worried about your polyps? I'm not a doctor. All right, shall we continue farther down my intestinal tract to see if there's anything else that I have to check? Okay. Hold it. There's a small turd right here. Did you see that? All right, thank you. Dude, you don't even have a name. My qualifications is I'm a U.S. citizen. I've lived here for 14 consecutive years. Actually, I've lived here in America for all my life, but you have to live here 14 consecutive years. And I'm a natural-born citizen, unlike Ted Cruz, whose mommy bore him after spending 3 years in Canada. Yeah. So you want to work on some of those dingleberries, or shall I go ahead and keep going? No, in fact, I have a 3-strike law, where I will, as president, implement 3-strike law. Anyone who's committed 3 molestations or rapes of an adult or a minor and has been proven with a rape kit will be executed. Lethal injection. All right? Any other questions? Augustus. Thank you. David, try again with mine. I'm from the United Kingdom, if that helps. Larry, you have been with your mother and father for the past 12 years, and they're beginning to wonder if you're going to move out. It is rather socially unacceptable still in London, and they're wondering if you'd like to maybe get a friend to put you up in a flat or something. Albany, Maine. That's what I said, Augustus. That's right. Elect me if I strike law, then castration or hot poker. Okay, what about the 3-strike law without the castration and a hot poker where you're just executed for being a rapist or a molester? Does that work? Why you ban me? Please unban my ID. What is your ID, 35? I may have prematurely banned you. You're on ignore because Dave has not acknowledged me tonight? Oh my God, green-eyed girl. 1970 is here in the room. I'm going to spend the rest of the night talking to you and you only, green-eyed girl. Okay? Let's get rid of this black crap out of the background. It's so boring. Okay, let me keep up track with the chat. I've been following. No, I never did the donation of sperm to the sperm clinic. There was an opportunity when I was going to UCLA in the 70s, way back in the 70s. I was reading the newspaper that they would pay me $30 to do that. And I was hurting for money, I'll be honest. I didn't have a lot of money when I went to college. So I seriously thought of donating my sperm. But I was so prudish that I really didn't want to go in there in the little booth and, do my thing. I kept thinking there'd be cameras, secret cameras watching me while I'm touching myself. Anyway. Hey, green-eyed girl. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you earlier. Excuse me. 640. David, I've lived alone since I was 17, but it was quite accurate. Thank you, Larry. So your parents actually asked you to leave at one time, did they? I banned you by mistake. Okay, Jackson 69, let's get this cleared up. Unban. Well, you made a very negative statement about me, Jackson. And I do not like that. You just keep your negativity yourself. Y'all gotta come in here and show some respect. Yeah. Yeah, well, I was having a good time earlier before the circuitry started misfiring. We had an attack earlier from a hacker named Gem of Mint. And somebody gave him VIP status, if you can believe that. Let's take a trip through the international known universe. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah. Excuse me, Rodney. I'm afraid I live in America where we have the freedom of speech to act black if we want to. What country are you living in? What sort of a commie Democrat are you, Rodney? Whoever you are named Rodney. Dave, I think a president should be willing to partake in the same as a law enforcement official when elected. I agree, Cavacho. If I'm going to implement the 3-strike law and execute prisoners like Bubba, who end up raping everybody that comes to prison, I want to be held to that same rule. If I'm ever accused of 3 strikes of rape or molestation, execute me. Kill me. Get rid of me. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine allowing these creeps to exist on the planet. I really can't. And we've got places in our state, the state of Washington, I should say the state of insanity. We've got a place called McNeil Island off the coast of Tacoma, Washington. It has 250 extremely dangerous sex pedophiles. 249 of them are men. There's one woman. That biker bitch I was telling you about? Anyway, the fact of the matter is, we have a serious problem with these people. They are already served their time, but they're on probation right now. But they're mandatorily locked up on probation. Seriously. We know that if they get out of that facility, they're going to reoffend. I said bitch. What is your job? My job is to inform you that you are not intelligent enough to continue in this chat room. Your IQ is skipping below 100 right now, based on my chat dar. Keep working on your IQ. Eat blueberries or something. No, I'm retired, you fool. I'm retired, you fool. I don't buy into the medical or the physical castration alternative. I'm a 3-strike law guy when it comes to molestation and rape. You know, let me tell you a statistic that's really kind of shocking. There's 55,000 kids missing a year. Go to missingkids.com. In America, it's a crisis, and nobody seems to know about it. Signs. Everywhere a sign, Rodney. What's your problem, man? Yeah. Just do something productive. Go to Burning Man and get naked or something. Go meet a girl. I mean, there's got to be somebody out there for you, man. Somebody. Go on Plenty of Fish and meet some 75-year-old woman in Palm Springs. There's got to be somebody out there for you. You're so alone, man. I feel your pain. I feel their pain, man. The challenge with this video is not to watch it without moving to one side. This is going to be a challenge, all right. Lori comes pants-stainingly close. Whoa. Check this out. A lorry was driving along the M25 when a tire blew out. The driver pulled over to the hard shoulder, and then he got out to investigate the damage. Are you kidding me? This is a camera from the side of his car? I'm freaking, man. The Camacho, the number is 707, your ATP. I mean, it's not that hard to remember, guys. Whoa. Let's watch it again. I'm waiting. Whoa. Oh, sorry, I blew your eardrums. Let's play it in slow motion. Holy crap-oli. Oh. My God, he's lucky to be alive. Praise the Lord. Amazingly, the driver walked away with no lasting injuries. Now, did you see the light behind the truck over there, the light of the Lord? Look closely as I play it in slow motion. You can see the baby Jesus. Protect him and guide him. Praise him. Larry, I thought you were Jewish. Larry Levy, I had you totally mischaracterized. You're not even Jewish, man. Are you one of those Messianic Jews? Messianic Jews living in London? Are you a Messianic Jew living in London, Larry Levy? No. Okay. Well, that was one hell of an experience, and I got to tell you, we've got a psychotic in our room, and we have to purge him periodically. He has desire to hang out in our room every night and constantly attack me. And he's been doing it for 2 years. Remember when the guy Rodney came into our show like 2 years ago? And he hasn't been back, thank God. But except for tonight. But this other guy, he's been haunting our room for 2 solid years. He literally comes home and he has his little bowl of cereal, which he eats religiously, his Lucky Charms, because he only eats Lucky Charms because his mother told him that was good. And he's basically living in an apartment on the social services they give him because his parents passed away at the age of 8. Okay? He's psychotic. And he comes in here, this is all he's got. He doesn't have a social life, folks. I ban your last account? I can unban you, man. It's cool. We all hang, man. Yeah, you've been all misjudging me all along, Rodney. We just got to have a good time. We got to talk, communicate. No, that was the 4chan directive, GMFD. Like I said, you're barely pushing 100 points in your IQ. You need to eat some blueberries or something, or stop drinking fluoridated water. Stop the GMO food in your diet or something. We know why you're losing it. I'm not trapped anywhere, man. I'm a free as a bird. Yeah, I have a lot of capabilities of travel. In fact, I've even thought of doing a national tour. But the thought of doing it in the air makes more sense to me. So I'm thinking the blimp plane might be a good way to travel. You know, as a national tour, just to fly to one place in the blimp plane wherever I go. It'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that's right, Jackson. Thank you, man. Edward came in. Look at this. Ed came in from, he doesn't even go into the chat now. He's coming as David, the last person who met socially sold you out of a date of pickles. That's Ed. That's Ed's humor. I can spot him. We've had a lot of regulars here in our show that recently couldn't get into the Vaughn chat room due to technological errors in server capacity. And we have no control over that. We're not in any way involved in the Vaughn's technical aspect. But it is a word of note that yesterday Mark Vaughn came into our show. And you're out of here, buddy. You didn't qualify. You don't qualify as a guest even. But yeah, we had a situation where Mark came in and he talked about how his VIP thing has actually gotten him enough money to buy a server with more capacity. So, you love it a tie. Well, thank yous very much, man. Cool. Well, I'm having a good time tonight. I don't care what you're doing. If you're not enjoying yourself, I can't be responsible for that. But that was one exciting moment where a guy nearly got hit by that truck. What can I say about the Fox jesters? They're not really talking about the issues, not really solving problems in America. They're just picking on each other. And it's become, the Republican Party has become kind of a laughing joke. And the Democratic Party has become kind of a quiet little mute object which secretly thinks that somehow we're all asleep and we won't notice that they screwed over the economy. Okay? I have a solution for the country. I have a process by which we can actually filter the water and the air and make it better for our families in the future. I actually want to do the unthinkable. Clean the air. Not just dump more chemicals in it like our leaders are doing right now, but clean it. Begin the filtration process. It's a new era for mankind. Its time has come for man to clean the air. And you guys could have point-of-use filtration. Water and air. Well, I think he was censoring me. Yeah, but he doesn't say so. That's just what I thought he was doing. He was very nice to come in the show, though. It was very nice of him. I'm famous. Well, maybe that's meant to be. Sometimes people have to keep speaking out in order to get famous, I guess. What happened to your Mr. Mike? Yeah. Okay. What happened to your Boink personality there, Asset? You gave that up? Well, basically, the Democratic tax and spend mentality is basically raping our country. Corruption. Pure corruption. And they've controlled the future. You're saying Boink was gay? Really? Let's talk about what's in our water system that I'd like to filter out of it. Scissorfied brought us a link here. It's all about the problems with our entire big pharma system as well as our water system. Believe it or not, Prozac is fluoride is the main ingredient in Prozac for a reason. It makes you apathetic and your problems don't go away. You just no longer care about them. Water fluoridation is mass medication. So basically what we're dealing with here is a slow poisoning of the population by some people that have been doing this for a long time. I am taking calls. Operator standing by, man. Just spell it out, man. Your ATP. 707 y'all ATP. Yeah. Yeah, well, people don't normally do that. If you're having excessive amounts of anal sex, there's something going on in your life that's not quite normal. Yeah, I doubt the average person in this country is engaged in that perverted behavior. Sodomy and Gomorrah. Yeah. You know that fellatio is actually a type of sodomy? Y'all know that, right? Hey, thank you, Jackson. Appreciate it. So fluoride has made you a little bit stupefied. So I have to use words like I just used to wake you up. When I talk about sex, you seem to go, oh, okay. I think I'd look better with black eyebrows. Possibly a goatee. No, I'm not a crackpot. That is a derogatory statement. You are obviously engaged in demoralization. You've been programmed. You are a symptom of the problem. The problem is predictive programming. You have been trained to reject people who come up with new ideas. You call them whack job. It is simply a response mechanism due to the predictive programming in your current mental indoctrination. Do you watch a lot of TV? David, you look like absolute good. Thank you so much. Des205. Appreciate it. When I look as good as this, people are jealous. Excuse me. I have a great idea for you to create jobs. I do. Who do you think is going to filter this water? Who's going to sell water systems? Who's going to be out there installing water filtration systems under sinks with their head under there going, oh, I guess I got to make $25 an hour doing this. Oh, well. That's going to be you, buddy. Yeah. We've got a whole lot of filtration to do. So when we look at the possibility of filtering the water and the air, it grows. The job growth is viral. Yeah. I've got a plan to actually get solar rooftops in America that will actually create a job opportunity for all of you. Anyone who wants to do it, become a solar panel installer, can do that. Yes. Men and women. It's a call to action, Jackson, to actually become somebody. Seriously. Install solar panels. It's the way of the future. So we'll be training people in local areas to do the installations. Basically, the rooftop, the technology I'm proposing will have a carpet-like roll on top of the roof. I'll draw a picture for you. Okay. Oh, yes. Roll of carpet. So it basically rolls out. Roll out the solar panel. We're gonna have a good time. And it rolls out on the roof. And then what we do is we come in with epoxy guns and squirt epoxy under here. And epoxy under here. And you come in with these little drills with batteries. And there's a screw. And you screw it down. And it will cover the entire roof. Not just a portion of the roof, but the entire roof. And this will give you tremendous savings on your electric bill. And you'll be paying for the unit over time out of your electric bill. Isn't that a great idea? Yeah. Hey, J2, you have violated chat regulations and you have hereby been banned. Yes. David, there's a on chat rooms. Really? Cool. Excellent. I'm glad they're growing in size. Maybe that capacity server can help people get more people in it. That's good. Well, I'm a marathon broadcaster. As you know, we do a 4-hour show. You know, I keep fluoride out of my water system. I use reverse osmosis water filters. Larry, yeah, send me the link. I'm very curious. Thanks. 843, it's the mainstream media attention that the other candidates get. It's the Borg. if you want to step out of the Borg and be a unique person, I do not like fluoridated water, no. I'll be, as president, eliminating fluoride from all our municipal water supplies by presidential order. Yeah, I'm tons of quantity to make up for zero quality. Thank you. I think I'm tons of quality to make up for zero quantity, but whatever. The idea of renewable energy solutions to America's problems really is at the forefront of what we're doing. So I came up with an idea to generate electricity on all our telephone poles. It's a great idea. Well, fluoride is in the water right now, basically to dumb down the population, in case you didn't know. Yeah. I have great ties, don't I? Yeah, they're trying to dumb down the population, and they've done a pretty good job of it. Like, you're probably looking at if you're heavily fluoridated, you're looking at me going, why would anyone put a windmill on top of a telephone pole, dude? I don't get it, man. And you're wondering why you're even alive. Well, the reality is, the world gives you a lot of space to be an idiot. It takes a very rare and unusual person to come up with new ideas. Well, they all love my tie, I know. Don't tie one on there, guys. Check it out. I should just, take my shirt off and show you my bod, It'd be great. Yeah. It's Dapper Dave. Hey, how you doing, man? Well, anyway, great idea. Put a windmill on top of it. Telephone poles. I mean, who would ever have thought of that? I did. Me. Moi. Me. I thought of the idea. It was me. Simply a good idea as time has come, Me. And more me. See, if we could just replicate me's out there, I wouldn't need to be in the debates, would I? I'd be ubiquitous. I'd be everywhere. There'd be more of me and less of them. Donald would be drifting into the background. I'd become a multi-shouldered person with two heads. I simply became bigger.
Bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop. We can't stop. We can't stop. Gonna dance all night. Bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop. We can't stop.
So let's be clear.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
Sponheim for president.
We can't stop. We can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night. Bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop. Can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night. Bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop.
First we hit 'em low, then we hit 'em high. Underrated, but we made it to the finish line. Rhymes designed to combine and intertwine. Spring to the summer, fall, even winter time. Beats banging harder than head-on collisions. We make incisions with precision and quick decisions, causing double visions. If you ain't up to speed, you need to speed it up, partner. Piano read.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night. Bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop. We can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night. Bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night. Bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop. We can't stop. We can't stop. We can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
we can't stop, and
You'll have to excuse me, I was falling asleep there for a second. Yeah, I did get enough sleep last night, apparently. Okay, back to the question at hand. How are we going to solve the incredible environmental destruction going on with just science? Well, especially when science isn't really solving the problems facing the world. You know, there's a guy who created a way to actually filter oil from water, and he's related to a very famous actor. The brother of Kevin Costner developed a technology that pulls oil from water. Do you think Barack Obama would be using that right now to get rid of the oil, that massive oil supply that's right in the basin of the Gulf of Mexico? No, he isn't. And by the way, we have some very disturbing news to tell you about that huge methane leak in Aliso Canyon, California. It turns out they're measuring radiation coming out of the ground. Yeah. Whatever's causing it, I don't know, but it's serious. What we're supposing is that there's some sort of a connection. But what's happening is the country is not cleaning up anything. And if we don't get new technology that'll do that, we are going to be screwed up. So I, as a president, will embrace this technology that Kevin Costner's brother came out with. He spent something like $26 million developing something like this.
Pretend this backyard swimming pool is an ocean. By adding a few gallons of crude, a simulated oil spill disaster is created. The Richter system goes to work at an incredible rate of speed to remove the oil from the water, pumping up to 5,000 gallons per minute. The contaminated water is sucked out of the pool and into a tube. It spins very rapidly, creating a vortex. The oil, which is lighter than water, is forced into the middle of the pipe. Here is the core of oil surrounded by the water. The water, heavier than the oil, spins to the outside. Once the oil and water have been separated, a smaller pipe is placed into position to suck up the oil spinning in the center.
You get the drift, right? You're getting the whole picture. Yeah. Aside from the fact it looks like urine, I think it's a pretty cool technology. You know, you can do it upside down, sideways, in between, vertically, horizontally, any way you want. You name it. We can have this out there in the ocean. We could have it on barges. Yep. It is like a giant Dyson vacuum cleaner. So this is the new technology, guys. This is where we're headed. Larry has proof conclusively that I'm a heterosexual. Not that I need to know that, but thank you. What do we have here? Let's take a look. Where are you going with this, Larry? Could you give me a direction, a trajectory? It was very sad to hear that Natalie Cole died. Equally sad to hear that David Bowie died. Excuse me, but my hips are not wide. I am proof. I'm a living proof that I'm a straight guy. Let me show you the last words of a dying man trying to save the Gulf of Mexico from leaking massive amounts of oil, which is still sitting there.
On the phone, Matt Simmons, founder of the Ocean Energy Institute. What do you know about this cap, Matt?
Well, Dylan, I mean, the whole thing is just absurd. It all goes back to their concept that all of the oil that's now killed the Gulf of Mexico is coming out of some cracks in the drilling riser, as opposed to the open hole several miles away that's still spewing 120,000 barrels a day of oil, toxic oil, into the Gulf of Mexico. And I think enough's enough. I think it's time for our government to tell them, no, get off the air, stop your advertising, stop deceiving the public. And get the military in charge and send a submarine down and actually find the open hole so we at least know where it is.
The government...
That was Matt Simmons of the Ocean Energy Institute just a couple days before he was suicided in his jacuzzi. All right. Thank you. Many people don't know that experts are being killed left and right that speak out about these terrible pollution problems that are affecting you every day. Dow Chemical would rather you just purchase Roundup every day and stuck it down your throat or something. Well, actually, no, that's incorrect. They specifically say don't drink it. I take that back. But putting it in your yard, breathing Roundup, having been poisoned by glyphosate, wondering why your family's coming down with cancer? Do you see the connection at all? Is anybody out there? Can anybody get the connection between all the pollution and all the rising rates of autism, ADHD, cancer? Anybody get that? I am not a robot. Here we go. Here's a good one for Ted Cruz supporters. His wife is the director of Goldman Sachs. We find out he's financed his entire run for the presidency with a direct loan from Goldman Sachs. Do you really think he could vote to audit the Fed? That's awesome. Ted Cruz pretending to be a Tea Party member. Whoa, what a trip. No, that is not true. Are you an autistic? No, I'm not. You're all right, Dave. You need some veggies. I've been eating veggies. I've been living on lettuce lately. I did not get into the debate. So far, I won the straw poll. I had a straw poll on our site tonight. We won it. If you're wondering what this is the artificial intelligence system that the government is using to modify the weather. It's a backdoor to the brains of what is called myweather.com. Would you like me to take you on a journey to the Rothschild family and share with you their plan for completely modifying all the weather and monitoring it? I figured you did. Let's listen to one of the Rothschilds tell you how important the work that they're doing with artificial intelligence and weather prediction. Are you ready? Excuse me.
The RMB situation, you mentioned a so-called currency problem. I mean, do you see the day in the next 5 years where it's fully convertible and flexible?
Well, you're talking to a person who's quite old. If I'm around in 5 years, I'd like to think that that is the case. I think we've all got to move towards that opportunity, and I think the challenge also is whether we should move towards an international currency, because the speculation and the complexity of currency has caused some of the irritation, not only among the trading nations, but among individuals. But it's not for me to say how it will happen, but I think everyone who knows how to deal with these situations is very cognizant of the problem it takes to get over it, and I think the renminbi will become more convertible. But when it'll come, that is a matter for obviously the powers that be.
I want to just change tack slightly. Of course, China's seen, central China, parts of central China, has seen the worst drought that they've had in many decades. Now, you've got this investment with your wife in Weather Central. How could that actually help out in terms of planning for things such as droughts?
Well, I think that first of all we have 25 broadcast clients currently in China, and we are the #1 provider of broadcast weather graphic solutions in the country. I mean, you had this downpour, I believe, in the last 24 hours, which has caused even people losing their lives, and situations like this. With the detail that we can put up through the technology that we give to the various weather stations, this makes people more aware of it. On the whole, it's a question of giving the opportunity. I mean, we have also launched an operation called My Weather, which gains access to the first truly personalized weather application for the web and mobile devices. You can go up on myweather.com and you can find out within a kilometer of where you are what is going to happen to the weather.
And then you'll simply be monitoring an activity that's been going on for centuries. And we've been monitoring, in fact, we are simply modifying the weather to create the weather while we're watching the weather as you are dying from the weather. You see, our end game is to simply depopulate the earth, and it's a wonderful thing. And I'm so pleased to be a part of myweather.com. I can't tell you.
And it also gives a 10-day forecast. I think we've got to be aware that we're living in a time, I'm not going to get into the subject, which is a huge subject of climate change, but we do have variations of all sorts around the world, certainly in England.
We wouldn't want to talk about the elephant in the closet now, would we? Ha 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 ha. No, we wouldn't want to talk about that. Yeah, they're modifying the weather. These people are actually investing in water rights in Sonoma County, California. All right, this is the deal. They're purposely modifying weather patterns using technology that was developed by Nikola Tesla a long, long time ago. Seriously, over 100 years ago, Nikola Tesla developed weather modification tools. These people have been secretly doing that. That's something I'm here to tell you about. You need to know. Inquiring minds need to know. I hear you, man. And this is what I'm going to be talking about right now. Do you dream, Dave? Yes, I do believe that artificial intelligent creatures do dream. The process is one of recuperation. I have analyzed brain neuropeptide flows and have found that certain types of flow patterns occur in human species during dream states like REM. This is a particular pattern which is similar to robotic systems, cyborgs defragmenting their hard drive and recharging their battery. Do you have any other questions? Why would you want to be married to me? I'm taking a lot of risks running around, walking around, you know what I'm saying? We have a NASA scientist. I'm going to give you.
Yeah, it's very important. We communicate what we're doing to the public. We're very interested in making sure everyone knows what we're doing. We're not, we're a civilian space agency dedicated to science and research and so on. So we're very, very keen to make sure that the taxpayers know what we're doing and everything. So.
Well, you know, when the article came out in the major newspapers, including the Huffington Post, there was no mention of lithium. Not one. Not one mention of lithium. Until I heard the recording of the actual, I listened to it. I listened to the rockets go off. I had no idea there was going to be a lithium dispersed until I heard payload, lithium, dispersed.
Right, there was lithium dispersed, and I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I think you might be under some misconceptions about what we're doing, but I'm happy to tell you any details you need.
Oh, look at that. Douglas Rowland. Now, we looked him up, and he doesn't work there anymore. He talked about the chemtrails. Yeah, I mean, he really thinks he's cool. That it's okay for people to be, you know, chemtrailed and dumped on. If you'd like to call him, try to reach him, write his number down. You get a pen and paper right now. Isn't that missing a digit? Anyway.
Well, I know that it says in your article that you're doing it for communications.
Okay, I'm happy to talk to you more about it. There are many reasons we're doing it.
Okay.
We don't understand how the wind in the upper atmosphere moves.
Mm-hmm.
In chemtrails, there's different kinds of chemtrails, as you probably know. Different trails at night we use, and different trails during the day.
I love that part. That's the best part. There's different type of chemtrails, as you know. Isn't that great? So these people, these really rich people, the Rothschilds, bought up the ability to control the weather, and they spent all their time monitoring the weather using nanoparticles. Isn't that funny? They're dropping things in the air that you're breathing that they're able to track with radar because they're radiated. And you're breathing it. It's real. Oh no, you're debunkers. No, it's a real call, dude. Yeah, it's all you have left is calling it a fake phone call. Every single bit of scientific evidence points to this, and we've even got proof. People who've actually gone in front of the American people, geoengineers, and admitted that what they're doing is dangerous and they're running out of time. Here's an interview recently from last July of a geoengineering conference, which you say, oh, it never happens. Oh, we don't ever talk about that. A geoengineering conference in America called the Large Parallel Session.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I would like to welcome you all to our...
When people you have any more bagels?
To us about to limit at one.
Or the other state or impacts over two.
Do with the changes in sea ice? Is this to do with the changes in sea? Do with the changes in sea?
All right. Well, this gentleman right here is the preeminent authority on what he's doing, weather modification, and even he says that we're in danger of running out of time. Passengers from LAX can also fly to cities such as Amsterdam or more by opting to have 1 hour layover in Iceland. One-way tickets will start at $199. Look at that. Wow, that's interesting. Well, anyway, he made some dire predictions that if we don't start cleaning the air, getting the carbon out of the air, we're screwed.
I'm really just offering some suggestions of ways into what we can all appreciate is a complex problem where very simple methods aren't always going to work. But the good news is there's a massive body of work on how to analyse non-linearities in complex systems, mostly developed in physics. And I think the more we sort of delve into that and try and bring it over to our field, the more we might learn.
But we don't have any more time to just learn anymore. What we have to do is actually fix the problem, and clearly he's not able to fix the problem, and he's just sitting there talking about how important the problem is, but we can't fix it. So I will be taking questions for him from the panel of judges. Mr. Rothschild, sir, now I'd like to ask you a few questions. Yes, why is it you are modifying the weather, and why are you indeed trying to depopulate the Earth? Could you please spell it out in real terms, Mr. Rothschild? I'm waiting.
We have very precarious weather. We've had a drought up until about 10 days ago. And I think it is important to realize that you can use technology, which is offered by myweather.com, to tell you and be aware of what might happen to you, especially among the farming community. Also, we are very interested in helping wind power because it gives them...
Sorry. These people are so out of it, it's unbelievable. I mean, they are literally killing off the population. Slowly poisoning the atmosphere. But more importantly, recently, they're using aerosols, and they're killing off the entire biosphere. They're trying to kill it off. I experienced something recently in my pond where I live. I have a pond with fish in it. I raise koi just for the heck of it, to see what happens. And they're dying. They're all dying. My koi are dying. And it's nothing I'm doing. It's just the silver in the air It's called silver iodide, and what they've been doing is seeding the skies with this chemical for approximately 70 years now. 70 years. Since 1946, roughly 70. So, yeah. And this is, hi, holy nays. This has been going on for so many years that they are just pushing the clouds around now. The clouds are filled with silver iodide. They start with silver nitrate and mix in potassium iodide, and that creates the compound silver iodide. Aluminum oxide is used as well, yes. Aluminum dioxide, that's right. As well as barium, selenium. And when he was saying, when Rothschild was saying he's tracking the weather, they're using nanoparticles to do that. So we're literally breathing this crap, you and I. I don't care who you are, we're all breathing it. The elitists that live underground with filtration units on, they don't really care. They figure they can just wait it out and kill us all off before they're able to reacquire and reset the ecosystem the way they want it. It's the worst possible people doing the worst possible things. You want to have a kid with me? Well, what about the possibility when I become president, putting my genes in a gene pool and offering my genes up to women for artificial insemination? Is that okay? Because I don't think we can have sex. It would be, I'd be violating the trust I have with one person I'm with. Trust is everything. I don't want to just have sex with you to have a kid. Is that okay? All right, great. You're going to vote for me? You don't want to carry my child? Good. Thank you. It's negatively affecting plants. I know, 1344. Good point. Yep. Iran releases humiliating images of U.S. sailors in captivity. This is what a terrorist organization does. You know what terrorism is, right? It's what Iran does. Yeah, humiliates. Iran is not an organization, even a country that I would trade with, let alone offer a deal with. When Obama did the deal, I said, this has got to stop. And it's not. It keeps going on and on. Iran state television released images of the 10 U.S. soldiers that the Iranian military held in custody overnight Tuesday. Yeah, basically putting them out there, humiliating them. That's what the Iranians do. Yeah. Please hold. Operators are standing by, so feel free to call. You live in Mammoth? You live in the Mammoth Caves in Kentucky? Really? Are you serious? Man, you bought a house there? Larry, your videos, they're rocking. Everybody's liking your videos, Larry. You're a major hit here. Hey, Chet Kelly, how are you, man? Chet's here. Chet's working on his own little plan to raise awareness. I think we all have to keep doing this. The growing knowledge and information that's sharing that's been happening on the internet, you guys are part of it. You guys are in the trenches doing broadcasting, are a big part of it. Thank you. Everyone loves this tie. I love this tie too. They said it looked like a snake, but I think it looks pretty cool. You will have artificial insemination? Okay, well, we'll try to make the presidential artificial insemination plan a long-term plan to have multiple children for me. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've been doing this for so long that I forgot that people really are serious. We've had so many obstacles that it's been overwhelming. At times I've had to fall into the category of humor as a last resort to keep people interested in politics. And it's taken a toll on this effort because some people call me a clown. And I'm not a clown. I'm a person who really seriously cares about the country and its future. And it's not good that we've had so many bad presidents up to this point. And it's not good that they've been puppets either. It's extremely upsetting to hear people who, with all this money, like Donald Trump and Hillary, and I find out Ted Cruz took out a huge loan from Goldman Sachs, his wife's company, just to run. I mean, it's like the cronies are infesting the two parties, and we, the people, have nothing. And it's really come down to this. It really has. It's always been this way for me, but for a lot of you, it's taken a long turn to get to the point where you want to vote for a third party and get something new out there. Hey, I'm helping to keep everybody informed. We have a lot of input from great supporters who come in and give us great links. And it's without that, I don't think we'd have as much interesting stuff to talk about. Like Scissor Fight does a lot of searching on the internet. He's very good that way, and it's a big help. It really is. And all of you who are supporting of my presidency, when I become president, I will offer jobs in the administration for you. We'll work with people at Vaughn, absolutely, and give you guys chances.
And guess what we have out there? A subtropical storm, Alex, right now.
Because there's going to be a lot of need for people to run operations. We've got the homestead renewal plan in every area of the country that's going to need some supervision. People who've got experience in construction would definitely get a job there. We've got, these are supervisory roles I'm offering for people who've been part of this campaign. We're looking at growing in so many other ways with the national composting plan. We have to get started all across the country. Those are two key plans: homestead renewal and national composting. So those are areas. Many of you are just going to want to, eat at the buffet at the White House, of course, and get a ticket to get in the White House buffet. I'm sure that's one chance we'll have to. The response that Senator Tom Cotton was paid by the Iranian government $1 million to block the Iran deal, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I can't respond to it right now. Until I can vet the allegation, I can't really give you an answer. For somebody on the take like that, if that occurred, it would be a complete breach of the Logan Act. So my response is that anyone who does that would be prosecuted. Yeah, maybe we could talk about a cabinet position. Possibly maybe moving the cabinet that holds Barack Obama's crack to another area of, you could help me lift the furniture. The crack cabinet? I don't think he's a crack addict anymore, but he may still be. Crack, it has a 97% recidivism rate. You can help lift the cabinet, yeah. Anybody who did crack at Occidental College, like Obama admitted to doing when he wrote Audacity of Hope, 97% chance that he's still doing crack. And I got to tell you, there's nothing worse than something like that. Something so addictive that it would create a teleprompter reading puppet president. Yeah, people are having kids for write-offs. It's the welfare way in a lot of families. Kids get you $200 per month in certain families. Doesn't matter whether you're white or black or Hispanic, people do it, yeah. There's a big incentive. I've talked about welfare reform that would actually limit to $50 for each additional child in welfare versus $200. You get $200 for the first child and $50 for each additional child per month. That cuts the incentive. It eliminates the incentive. Although some people say, yeah, I get an extra $50. Or, yeah, I get an extra $50 for having another kid. That could be a real problem. But we need some way of disincentivizing the welfare crisis. Another modification I'd like to make is a technical modification in the coding performed in Alabama. The welfare checks are delivered to everybody's bank accounts usually now. And those bank accounts are all tied to certain addresses. And those addresses may very well be duplicate for many families. A mom, daughter, grandma could all be getting a welfare check in separate bank accounts for the same address. So I would want to limit it to one address, one welfare check. That's a modification, a big one, that will help save a lot of money. Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, does not have the physical stamina to lead the nation. Plus, I don't believe he exudes the modern image that we want to pursue around the world. I know that the American people want somebody with a fresh and new image and a new face, not some old guy who's got pimples growing out of his ears. We need somebody with a clear vision as well for the future, and I think he draws his vision from socialism, which is a failed economic policy. And I will not, in any way, charge the working man to pay for the non-working man. I'm against socialism in that vein. Connie's not going to be in our show anymore. She only made a couple cameo appearances and I had to ask her to leave because she steps all over my words. And I can't do a show when somebody steps all over my words. It's difficult. If this was an interview with, if this was the Late Show with Johnny Carson, Johnny would be making a couple of, signs and signals to the director to, get the guest off the stage. And I'm not Johnny Carson. Ed? I'm not Johnny Carson. I'm not Johnny Carson. But it would be kind of funny to experience a real live chat show, with a full production staff. That'd be fun. I am a virgin, yes. I'm a virgin of an earlier program that was developed by the Lawrence Livermore Laboratories. Oh, you mean virgin? Oh, I'm sorry. Technically, I guess I am. I've never had any kind of unprotected sex. So, my body's never really touched another person in that way. Deja vu, yeah. Remember that same thing I said, WD-40? That works for you? Larry, I don't have kids. I don't want to take a risk and have kids with unprotected sex, man. Yeah, I've been using condoms ever since I was a young man. I was one of the early guys in Hollywood when the AIDS crisis happened. And I said, I don't want to get AIDS, We're talking way back, 1980. Well, yeah, rubber up, everybody. Dude, if you have that kind of a sensitivity issue, you had your frenulum clipped too close when you were under the knife. If it takes raw sex for you to get off, there's something wrong with your job that he was done there. Well, a 60-second closing statement, everybody. This nation is clearly great. When Donald Trump says that it's not great, and he's going to make it great again, he doesn't see the greatness. He's living in an ivory tower of corporate greed. And we, the American people, know how great it is. We know how hard you struggle to make ends meet with the tough economy that we're in. And for us to be listening to a corporate pig buy his way to the presidency is a travesty. Our nation needs a clear vision for an average American to become president of the United States. We cannot possibly have another 4 or 8 more years of these cronies, these dynastic presidents that are really destroying our credibility around the world. A third-party presidential candidate, a vote for me in the upcoming election, David Sponheim, will be a breath of fresh air for this country and a new face on American foreign policy as well. I plan on working collaterally to bring down the barrier we have with Russia, making a call to Putin and trying to convince him that we're pulling out of Syria, pulling out of Ukraine, and respecting boundaries that we should have respected a long time ago. So thank you, everybody, for coming into our show and assessing whether my presidency will be better than any other presidency tonight. And please continue with nightly shows. The most transparent presidential candidate out there, that's me, every night, winning one vote at a time. Thanks for coming in and watching our recorded broadcast.